Hey, welcome back. Touch and Tips, episode whatever the fuck.
I think we confirmed it's 28.
Come like, share, and subscribe and stop being a bunch of pieces of shit already.
Yeah.
And let Brennan inform us about fucking Luigi, fucking Marcialago.
I mean, Mangione or whatever. I don't know the fucking kid's name, but he's a longtime listener apparently. Because after the episode about me fucking killing people in insurance companies, what happens? The fucking CEO of the biggest insurance company in the fucking United States gets killed, allegedly. Because I don't think this kid did it.
I mean, they found the only thing I've seen is like if you look him up on like Twitter or whatever the fuck his social media profile is.
Yeah,
he has some Pokemon on there as one of his main pictures.
Yeah,
and like the number Pokemon that is corresponds to like some verse in the Bible.
Oh my God, we're doing this already. All right.
What do you want from me? I thought that's my piece.
I love how I start off with, "Hey, do you know anything about this?" And you're like, "I know nothing about it." And then your immediate first thing is like start some Illuminati shit. That's
what I know.
All right, so no,
that's how they know me, Ace.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, no. So this fucking kid. Well, first of all, my main beef, the thing I'm really ripping on right now, is he gets turned in by a fucking McDonald's employee. Done with McDonald's forever. Fuck that company.
Oh man,
how the fuck are you gonna turn this motherfucker in? Like you're like absolutely corporate. Like you're just a piece of shit. Like. You're a fucking McDonald's employee, dude. I bet you those are the same motherfuckers who put like, when I ask them for extra sweet and sour, they give me like one more sweet and sour. It's like fucking company man.
To me, it just seems like this is like, it just furthers my belief that this is all just like a bunch of made up shit. Like they're like what's the guy's name? Fucking Luigi. They're
Luigi,
like, who told on him? Somebody who works at fucking McDonald's.
Yeah.
Who fucking gives a fuck? They're all idiots. Nobody fucking cares. They're all in the left-hand lane when they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? Tell them some guy from Luigi did it. Blame the fucking rat on somebody at McDonald's. Who fucking cares?
Just saying.
Keep the cattle show fucking moving.
No, nobody at fucking Wendy's would have pulled this shit. That's for sure.
Oh man. I feel like I wish we could take this on the road and go and enjoy. That'd be a funny thing to go set up like at a McDonald's.
Like to do this at McDonald's?
Yeah, just have like a little, you know what I mean?
Well, they won't get my business from here on out. I'll do it at a fucking Wendy's.
Go to Wendy's then.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Fuck like I said, the fucking guy, he must have been one of our 60 listeners because he fucking, the week after I said it, he did it.
Are you a subscriber on your own YouTube channel or YouTube account?
I don't know, maybe.
I subscribed on mine, so it's like in reality we may be only talking 58 people, not 60.
59?
Yeah, you're talking to ourselves. I do that inside my head every day.
Yeah, whatever. I'll still take it.
Yeah, I heard that.
I don't give a fuck if anyone listens to this shit. I have a good time. Fuck you.
I heard that there's like a category of people that don't have the ability to like talk to themselves inside their own head. Do you believe that?
Oh, I don't know. That's got to be fucking mental, though.
We gotta look.
Like they don't have like an inner monologue.
Yes, that's exactly the article that I read with the words that I couldn't come up with.
I mean, those people are just straight up like serial killers. Then who the fuck doesn't
that's like a Neanderthal Cro-Magnon man.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know what's an interesting thing to bring up if you get into all the shit that I watch on YouTube about like the humankind being like older than they really are and being like kind of like a species with amnesia, like we don't know who built the pyramids. There's all these other megalithic things all over the world with strange mathematical and astrological alignments when we were not even supposed to have copper tools at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yet we're aligning things with the stars, and about longitude when we didn't figure that out until 3/4 of the way through the 18th century as people now. Like,
yeah, I mean,
listen, let me just finish.
Okay.
If you don't want to believe in it or not, right? But there is a fossil record for Homo sapiens to go back almost like 1 million years now, right?
Yeah.
And in that timeline, there's other fucking monkeys running around.
Yeah.
Like, about, like, the Neanderthals and the Cro-Magnon man and fucking the Dinovisians and...
Yeah, we're one species of, like, multiple kind of, like...
Yeah, and there's, like, little fucking dwarf motherfuckers. Like, the fossil record is, like, littered in, like, crazy, like, science experiments monkeys going around.
Right.
And if, like, we really are, like, we get wiped down to, like, a select few spread around the world by these like global catastrophes and stuff like that, and you just forget all of the worldly knowledge, every 7,000 years. It's like there could be like maybe the fucking Neanderthals are the ones that made those fucking pyramids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it maybe wasn't even like this specific
Iteration of
species
human
of
beings?
monkey.
Yeah.
Like that shit's crazy. Like that's why I don't be watching the news. I'd be watching crazy shit like that. That's more interesting to me than this clown show of what they got fucking going on. This guy's name is fucking Luigi, bro.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
no
know.
way. He's like a young kid. Like, is he a migrant from Italy that did this?
No, he's like...
Yeah, like somebody named their kid Luigi. Like, you set him up to be a douchebag. Like, you told him you're only ever going to be number 2.
Yeah.
Like, Luigi's famous for being a sidekick. You can't name your boy... unless his older brother's name is fucking Mario and his younger brother's name is Yoshi.
I feel like that's even worse. Yeah. If they just like leaned into the Nintendo motif.
This motherfucker, he couldn't even put a fake mustache on when you did the fucking killing. You thought people would think it was you too quickly?
Well, that's probably what he should have done was tried to dress up like Waluigi.
Oh,
So that way
man.
just be like, this wasn't me, man.
Bro,
It was Waluigi. You're looking for the wrong guy.
Do you know who Sebastian Maniscalco is?
Yeah.
He's fucking funny.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him. Earlier in my life, I don't know, I had the misconception that he kind of was like a little fruity, and I was like, I don't fucking like these fruit bags, and I didn't give him a shot. But I've been watching him.
Let's clip that
Yeah.
for future reference. I don't like these fruit bats.
I didn't say fruit bats.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
I think you said fruit bats.
Nah, fruit bags maybe.
Fruit
Whatever.
bags, my bad.
Whatever, you can clip whatever you want. But it's somebody talking about like they went to see like the Mario movie where like Chris Pratt does the voice.
Yeah.
And they're like, whoever didn't cast Sebastian Maniscalco to be Waluigi really fucked up.
Yeah.
And then they go into like a clip of it of like, imagine Sebastian narrating the world of Mario. And they start doing his voice, and he's like, "What is this? You eat a mushroom?
Yeah.
Like you got to watch it on your own time. I'll send
All
it to you. I can't do impersonations, but
Yeah, no,
it's some good
he's
shit.
he's a very hard person to impersonate. He's like so stereotypically Italian, it's like almost like off the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people do. There's another comedian, a girl comedian, Jordan Jensen.
Yeah.
She's killing it. Like she's making me laugh, and
Yeah.
she kind of does like her. She must have had like a dad that was like that, and when
Okay.
she impersonates him, it gets a little Sebastian-y.
Yeah.
You know, I want to cut her a break saying she's not ripping the guy off, but
Yeah, like parallel thinking kind of, where it's like,
I mean, she's just making like an Italian voice, and she's a girl doing it, so it kind of sounds like Sebastian with his little Italian feminine shit going on. You know?
All right, so, well, whatever.
She's funny. I'll send you some stuff from her too. Like,
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen the fucking guy on, I mean, I think he got like roasted to the point where he's not even like on, or maybe he just fell off my fucking TikTok or whatever. But it was like this dude who was like setting up stages like in his apartment and then like laugh tracking himself. So he like made it seem like he was like an actual legitimate like stand-up comedian when in actuality it's like the dude was literally just like telling shitty jokes in his apartment. Like, and I fell for it at first. Like, I was like, why is this motherfucker showing up on my feed? This guy's not funny at all. Like, and like, I don't know, something like innately, I was just like, there's something not right about what's happening here. I don't know what it is, but
I wonder
and then,
if I've seen it and I've been duped. You have to.
well,
you
yeah,
gotta
then
send it to
somebody
me.
like dissected it and was just like, dude, this guy's literally just setting up fucking curtains in the back of his fucking, like, at a set in his house and like pretending like he's at a comedy club.
Somebody's like,
Yeah.
I know these laugh tracks.
Yeah,
it's from
well-
fucking Friends, and I know it.
Yeah, I can't remember the fucking guy's name, but, you know, you can't fucking believe anything on the fucking internet these days. I mean, what the hell's the world coming into?
I only believe stuff on the internet.
Oh, my God.
How about talking about stuff on the internet? I'm just gonna start referring to this guy as my boy from now on.
Okay.
And so I feel like this kid, he's always he's in like a constant quest to be having like porno sex in like real life. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
he's just like a dirtbag.
Like he's trying to be like a pizza delivery boy, fucking like 50-year-old MILFs kind of shit, or what do you mean?
Nah, like he just has like I feel like he's
Going around fixing plumbing?
He's had like drunken aspirations of like starting in OnlyFans or like getting involved in porno or some shit. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, and also like
Does he have a huge dick?
I'm not sure. I've never asked him that before, and I think I've only known this character as like a man in a relationship. Really, you know what I mean? I don't think we've ever been two single rascals
Oh, okay. So
rolling
wait,
around.
so when you are in a relationship, so he's not in a relationship. You're in a relationship.
Well, I've been in one for fucking 15
Well,
years.
yeah, but
now,
I'm
you
saying,
know what
all
I mean?
right, so he's still single though, like trying to do this porno shit.
Yeah, or like I think he'll like meet a girl and she's got like he's like recruiting freaks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I feel like and he's
gotcha.
just seeing how long he can ride this freak wave with each one of these broads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but there's also a duality to him where he wants to meet like a nice girl and settle down, or he wants to be this other guy.
Yeah.
And do
I mean, you're
whatever.
not going to meet a nice girl if they're spitting your comeback in your mouth. That's
Yeah,
not how
I don't
want
to talk about that. That's not my favorite topic at all. It's,
sorry.
You might as well have Sam come back on and bring up the kid that fucking got me for the worst I've ever been got in my life.
I mean, up till now, he's gotten you the worst. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you bad. Yeah.
I saw a meme.
Wait till you show up one day and I'm going to have all this fucking equipment in my car.
I saw a meme about hating on Metallica, and it was like when I'm a dad, and it's like you make your kid listen to the Black Album for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like they use the Simpsons thing for no, it's just the worst so far. And like you're just like introducing them to the Metallica albums in a row, and they're crying about the Black Album, and they're like, just wait, like it gets worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
Wait till you hear Reload.
Yeah. Anyway, that was the second Metallica CD that I ever bought. I was
really?
I was buying them.
As they were coming out.
Yeah. You know. Anyway, back to my porno in real life seeking bro. You know what I mean? So he fucking, I remember he showed me this text message one time, and it was so filthy. Like, I couldn't believe that it was not just like copy and pasted from like, what was that shit when we were like Hustler or no, Penthouse Letters?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, I read that and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, like stuff like this, like I wifed up and was off the market before the whole online dating. You know what I mean? Like sending fucking text messages and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't involved in that, so I'm like, holy shit. So I see this, and now I just call him like he's like the fucking whore whisperer. You know what I mean? So he tells me about this girl. He goes, I haven't seen him in a while, and since that time he bought a house, doing really well for himself. And then he lays this on me. He goes, Ryan, I met a girl. And I go, oh, nice. And he says, I forget the exact quote.
Is he like fisting her in the ass or something?
He goes, she gives a beautiful blowjob. And I was like, nice, dude. Good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have a few friends that struggle in that department and are openly vocal about how let down they are.
Yeah.
So then I hear some of my other boys go, nice. Like they're
good for you.
still balanced in nature.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
the yin and the yang.
And he goes, yeah, so I didn't jerk off for 3 days. And he goes, I went over this bro's house. I fucking came all over her face, and then I fucking slapped her. And she fucking looked at me with a smile on her face and told me to do it harder. And I was like, holy fuck, bro. Like, what is wrong with it? Like, that's somebody's daughter.
Yeah, that's not marriage material, that's for sure.
It is marriage material,
I don't know about that.
If
you're coming on some broad's face and then slapping her after it, her only response is harder. It's like, you've been down some dark shit. I don't want to.
I feel like
that's how you end up fucking a TLC situation where it's like your goddamn house is on fire.
My man's has also been down some dark passageways in his life. You know what I mean? Like for if you really knew him on a friend level, like, and you knew what happened in his life, you'd be like, you're pretty functioning,
considering
for what you are. You know?
Yeah.
But
I'm not here to kink shame anyone. I'm just simply saying, like, that's the kind of shit that like ends up with like your fucking, getting stabbed in the goddamn neck.
Anyways, I feel like I've been careful about this in my life, never to be like, you know what I did to my fucking lady last night? Like, you don't catch me doing that shit, right? And it's because of situations like this where I'm just fucking doom scrolling in between the rush yesterday.
Yeah.
And what do I see? My boy's in a brand new relationship online. And I'm like, I haven't even seen a picture of this broad yet. You know what I mean? It's just like the two profiles, like in a relationship.
Yeah.
And before I even click, like, I'm like, I got to see what she looks like now.
Yeah.
I got to see what's up with this lady. And I'm just like scrolling, and like that's all I know about this broad.
Is that she just come on her face and gets punched?
Yeah. Like. How do you? And then it was the same thing.
How do you meet that woman in real life? Like, how do you not just like?
It was the same shift where I was busy enough where I missed him texting me, being like, "Are you working?"
Yeah.
And I feel like, what? Are you coming to sell? You're going to take her out to celebrate your Facebook official relationship by having lunch with me? And the only information I know about this broad, you know what I mean? Like, that's wild. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not good. You know.
I mean,
or you gotta just keep it. Maybe I'm like the last of this kid's friend that he thinks is like the Wedding Crashers material. I'm like, Mom, more meatloaf.
Right.
But it's like, it's just slowly dying inside me. Like the dark humor still lives on. But,
But maybe just don't tell me about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you tell me about it, I guess, but it's like, if you think that like now now you're in this relationship, and it's like my wife, who is not whore material at all. Like, I'm like, I don't think we have any room to go on a double date
Right,
here.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not a whole lot of common ground here. Yeah. Well, whatever. Again, no, whatever somebody does in their bedroom is fine with me. But
it's funny that we rolled into this though too, is because this is the last time I ate fast food. Is like this is my guy where I say sometimes the best ability is availability.
Yeah.
And I would say, yo, you want to go to this concert that's an 8-hour drive away, and you got to tell me in a half hour? And he was like, yeah. So we did that, and then on the way back, he's like, we're either stopping at McDonald's or Taco Bell. You pick. And I was like, oh.
What'd you pick?
I had Taco Bell.
All right, yeah, hell yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
You knew even then. Fucking traitors.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, dude. McDonald's, though, I'll give it to McDonald's. They're probably like the most consistent.
I mean, they're the most likely
Like,
to turn you in after doing a heroic act. That's for sure.
I'm in on this. Remember when we were looking at the that guy that has like all the man cave stuff for sale, and he had that big like Ronald McDonald? We're very intrigued by it. Now we got to get the king.
Got to get Burger King?
Yeah.
I'd be down with that.
We got to get the king.
Yeah.
And I think somebody I don't know if it's a Photoshop or not, but there's a Burger King's Twitter account.
Yeah.
There's a screen share that I saw of a post that they made, and it just says, "We don't snitch."
Yeah, I mean,
it was in my timeline, so I don't know if people can change if you get like a blue check,
right? Yeah,
you can like change your name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
in the settings, and make like a fake.
I highly doubt Burger King came out as a public entity and like
I don't know,
made that
bro.
post.
If they're if their social media marketing is like young and edgy.
Yeah, that's not young and edgy though. That's just like dancing on the grave of a human being. Like that's
like you had like an older sister that was mean to you.
Yeah, I mean it's just it's clearly fake, but I still appreciate the sentiment. Oh, everything's going haywire.
Yeah, I can't take them whining anymore. So.
Oh, jeez, the dogs.
We're just gonna sit right here.
Yeah, you sit right there.
How about you just hang out with me? This could have been the worst decision for the podcast ever.
Probably. You know what people really want to hear? Some dog panting heavily while they lick you.
Nah.
How about that for some weird porno shit?
I think they're going to calm down. Oh, man. My phone just went haywire. It turned sideways. And
oh, my God. Where are we?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about some other funny bar stuff, I definitely had this high-functioning autist, if you will, or Asperger's situation happen. This kid's kind of like, he's got glasses. He's kind of like, he's a Mario build. He's not a Luigi, if you will.
Gotcha.
And so he sits down. He's like one of the first guys that come in. He has like 2 or 3 Bud Lights, and then he gets like this fucking eggnog espresso martini thing that we have on special.
Yeah.
And then he starts like doing this shit where he's like arguing with his girl on the phone. You know what I mean? Like but he's being very like, what's the TV character? Archie Bunker about it. You know what I mean? He's being very much like, I don't.
Calling her like colored or something?
No, just,
I'm just saying. Like, what?
I don't know. Maybe it's not. No, he's just being very like, listen, like, I don't care what you say. I'm out doing what I want to do. I'm not listening to, and
okay.
I'm coming home to a clean house and dinner cooked, essentially, and you better be ready to rub my feet. You know, something to that extent. And it's even to the point where, like, this guy sitting next to him, he's like a fucking seasoned construction worker, right?
Yeah.
And he's even, like, looking at him like, the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell is this guy's problem?
Could only get away with that with the Asians.
Yeah. So later, or the 3 Frenchmen that come in. So later on, So then I start like assessing this kid, and I feel like, dude, I feel like I've seen this kid before, and it takes a minute for me to figure out where I've seen this kid from. Yeah. And it's when I used to work on Sunday, he would just walk into the bar, and the bartender that I worked with, he was very frank about things. Like, he just didn't give a shit, and he would just very simply point at the door and say, "No."
Yeah.
No. And he'd be like, "Come on, man." No.
All right.
And he wouldn't even give him, he wouldn't have a
no
conversation with him, just no.
Yeah.
No.
Invited, no argument.
And so, I put it together, this is the guy, whatever, he's behaving. The girl who's like the second in command there, I will call her, she's like in there doing inventory. She's being friendly with him. I'm like, all right, whatever. This kid's problems here are over or have been mended, you know? And so now, all right, so here's the other description. He's like a Mario-looking guy. He's got glasses on, but then he's also got a bunch of tattoos. He's got like barbed wire like on his knuckles.
Okay.
He's got like hand tattoos. He's got a lot of tattoos on his forearm. He has the nun with a machine gun from the movie The Town.
Oh my God.
And
All
it's
right,
like,
so,
we're also like in Rhode Island. Like we're from Rhode Island, right? We're in fucking the heart of like redneck white Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And like the thing that you want to rep the most is like a movie about bank robbing in fucking Massachusetts.
Yeah.
So anyway, you got the nun, and also he's like, he's talking to everybody. He knows everybody, blah, blah, blah. He asked this construction worker guy like why he's drinking his beer on ice. And the construction worker guy is basically like, I feel like he was like looking for a fight at this point. He goes, I do what I do, and I don't give a fuck what you think about it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
good for him.
Shit. And this construction worker dude is only like 5 foot something tall, white dude, maybe 50, 55 years old, just like windbreaker, maybe like Jersey accent or something. You know what I mean? But he is saying, I'm just coming through. I got some construction jobs. He remind me of like my stepdad's brothers or some shit. You know what I mean? Just some like product
Salt of the earth.
Product of domestic violence, been fighting his brother since he was 5 years old. Like, this guy will fucking knock you out. You know what I mean? And this kid immediately was like, not the type of person to have like what am I trying to say?
Barbed wire?
Barbed wire knuckle tattoos.
Right.
Like, I think you'd be like a little more like hardcore, like looking for a brawl. You know what I mean? And oh, man, so I had to say a lot to say a little about this kid. So anyway, this is like a reason why you shouldn't be bringing you think that your kid is old enough to sit at the bar, right? And you just never know the draw of the card that you're going to get.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy comes in with his grandson. His grandson is a freshman in high school. He's wearing I don't know if it was football or hockey, but he's got like it's like a school hoodie. You know what I mean? Like you get it for making the team or whatever. The kid's out there smoking a cigarette, not like the high-functioning autist kid. He's out there smoking a butt.
Yeah.
He comes in with the other two dudes. They're yapping about some kind of high school shit, right? He's like, I know your coach. I bet I know your coach. He's coming to meet me for a beer later. It turns out he does know the kid's coach. And he just starts, last time I was hanging out with him, we got wasted. We went to the Foxy Lady.
Yeah.
He gave me an $85 Uber home because I didn't get a lady, but he did. And And just telling him like all like this coach's business to like a fucking, how old are you when you're in like 9th grade? Like you're like
15?
15? Yeah. Like you're right before driver's license, right? Like right before. And I'm just like, holy Christ, kid! Like you got like no filter at all. Like, and I'm just like waiting for like the grandfather to be like, hey, enough already. You know what I mean? But he just like he just sit there and like took it. Like, I don't know. Were you like waiting for me to like interject and be like, hey, there's a kid at the bar? It's like, no, you fucking brought
you did this to yourself.
A kid to the bar, and I just watched it, and like now, and we're hopefully going to make some ad revenue off of me telling the story about it from you being a stupid idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, kids at the bar are fucking ridiculous. And what's more ridiculous than kids at the bar are babies at the bar. I had a fucking guy on it was like a weekend night, like a Friday or Saturday. This was a spot that I worked at before the spot we worked at together. But, I have like this very long bar. It's probably like a 25 or so seat bar, and it's like just a straight shot. And I see this dude come in. Place is crowded. Like it's Saturday at like 7 p.m., right? I could tell this guy's probably like waiting for a table or something with like his fucking wife and like her whatever, like a couple other people. And I see what he's doing. He has his baby carrier in his hand. And he's like kind of scanning the area, looking around. I could figure out what he's doing like in his like inner monologue or whatever as I'm like on the opposite side making service bar drinks like, 18 seats down, But I see him like thinking like, well, I can't put him on the ground. Do I put him up on the bar, I guess? I'll put him up on the bar. So I see him hoist the baby carrier up, put the baby carrier on the bar, a crowded bar, like straight up like the place is packed. Like there's drinks, like he's moving fucking beer glasses out of the way to put the baby carrier on. And I just publicly shamed this dude. I literally yelled out from like all the way across the bar. I was like, hey,
Don't put that baby on the bar.
And everybody just turned and looked at this fucking guy. It was just like, it was the funniest. Like, I even started laughing in the moment, bro. I was just like, you know? But like, he just like all of a sudden went like deer in the headlights, like just like, oh shit, you know? It's like, yeah, dude, you can't just plop your fucking newborn on top of a bar. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
Dude, that's a way better story than what I was gonna. Because I also had like a situation where like they had like a double baby stroller, and they were like attempting to like move the seats out of the bar stools
fuck
out
you.
of the way.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do we think we're doing? And this is at the airport.
Stop.
We could be like much more.
Yeah.
I guess you could be just as frank at the tavern too.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fucking matter wherever I work at now. I can just say whatever I want. But I was just like, that's no way. I was like, there's so many things that you're doing right now that are just not flying.
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, first of all, if you move bar seats, in my opinion, you're a fucking piece of shit. No matter what.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason. It's for
Exactly.
people to sit in.
Yeah.
If you're not going to sit in them, then stand behind them. But you're fucking not moving them for sure. You know? Like the people who are like, I don't have enough room here. It's like, yes, you do. And if you don't, then you're fat and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. Like, don't move my fucking chairs. Or the people who are like, I'm just going to move this chair over with my friends. It's like, no, you're not. Your friends, you'll just have to stand behind them. You know, that's just life.
you'll see this if you like when you start getting in at the other spot. Like there's a like because you know as a bartender at least, or probably I mean servers probably have these benchmarks too, where it's like you don't necessarily you're not counting the bar seats, but you have these like visual references of like where what seat is. You know what I mean? And there's a little wall that separates like seat 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And people are constantly moving like
seats back and forth.
Yeah. And it's like, bro, can you guys just stop? Like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any difference at all. Like, the wall doesn't divide the thing. It's literally just like stopping you from like having your plates be able to touch.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like the small, I just don't understand.
So it's more of like a pillar kind of thing? Because I've had a place like that where it's like, it's a pillar and then you have maybe like another like 2 or so feet of like bar top before it like ends.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe. It's like basically like it's a bar that goes into like a half circle because it used to be like an oyster bar. So there'd be like a guy shucking there. You know what I mean? And then like it's so be like he's entertaining like 6 people.
Yeah.
And then that half circle goes into like a regular straight bar.
Okay.
So it's like seat 6 is the end of that half circle, and seat 7 is like the beginning of the straight line.
Yeah.
And there's just like this little like half like shelf that sits there. You know, it must have been like where the glass used to be
for like the sneeze guard kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they just can't get over that. And I'm like, guys, like you're gonna fuck up my whole food running everything system. You know what I mean? Like I've worked very hard to establish a nice relationship with these servers to drop my food off exactly where I say it needs to be.
Yeah.
And not have to talk to any of them so I can provide this great service to you at the airport that you've never seen before. Like just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Stop fucking my world up.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You know, I feel like we might have talked about this before, but my buddy, he's a bartender and he moved out to Australia and he's pretty much Australian now. Like you talk to him and you're like, you don't sound American.
Good day, mate.
You don't sound American at all. Yeah. He like uses their slang and everything. And he's like,
calls ACDC Akadaka.
He's like, I fucking hate Americans. He's like, you can tell an American. I guess in Australia, you don't sit at the bar. You go up to the bar and you order the drinks.
And then you bring it somewhere else?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you go and sit down somewhere. And he's like, all these stupid Americans will take a fucking a high top chair from a high top table and drag it across the bar and fucking you'll be the only 2 chairs at the bar.
Yeah.
And somebody will be like, Dave, there's some Americans here for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they just know right away. And he'd be like, oh my fucking God. And then he'd have to go over and like talk football with them.
But at the same time though, like I feel like if I were a European, I would first of all, if I were a European, I would fucking hate all the other Europeans because nobody in any other fucking country tips. So like if I fucking was in Australia and I saw fucking 2 Americans dragging their chairs up, I'd be like, hell yeah, man. Come on.
That's a good point.
Fucking hook it up. You know?
I guess, yeah. They've been like airported enough to be like, oh, I'm just fucking making hourly. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, especially probably like a cash tip pool. So it's like even if an American throws a $20 bill down on the bar,
you're
it's like,
splitting it 7 ways.
You just made $2 American. Like, go fuck yourself. I don't even feel like smiling for this.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, if they want to do like some sort of trade system where none of them come to our bars and none of us will go to their bars, I'm all for that.
I was going to say this directly transitions into why I said we should come downstairs in the first place and what we paused talking about to introduce the episode, right?
Yeah. So
because I wrote on here that like every descendant of the British Empire is a dog shit tipper.
Yes. Yeah. Well, but you tried to make the caveat that like, well, I guess Irish people aren't.
Because
Irish people are the fucking worst.
I had a couple of Irish bros that would come into XO.
Yeah.
I'm saying 4 foreigners.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they tip like Americans. I'm saying 4 foreigners I've been treated better by the Irish than by anybody else. But it's only really 2 guys at the airport and 2 guys at XO.
So there you
That's
go.
it.
You found the 4 people left on the fucking
So I'm
island
sure-
that aren't pieces of shit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, the next 4 Irishmen I come across are going to fuck me.
Yeah.
But,
by law of averages, the next 400.
Replay what I just said. The next 4 Irishmen I come across are going to fuck me.
I mean, my name's Brennan, so I guess I kind of have to do my duty.
I don't think you're hearing what I said.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. This is about to turn into that porno,
Brutally
I guess.
pause. Holy Christ.
Anyway. No, Irish people suck.
Yeah.
They're the worst. I hope the whole fucking island sinks into the sea. My first name is Brennan. I renounce my Irish heritage. My fucking relatives, my ancestors were smart enough to leave the island because everyone on that island is a disgusting piece of shit. There you go. There's your tagline right there. I fucking hate Irish people.
Wow.
They're liars. They're just like, they think they're funny. They're not. They think they're like, you know, have you heard the Shane Gillis thing? Where he's like, he's talking about Ireland, and it's like, this is what happens when you have an entire island filled with people without black people. It's like they all think they're like the coolest person in the world.
Yeah,
it's like
just an entire island full of Conor McGregors.
Yeah, exactly.
Strutting around.
Yeah, no, they're just all fucking losers, and they're all fucking just pieces of shit, and they all talk shit. They all think they're so interesting, and they're not. First of all, nobody can understand what the fuck you're saying anyway. I used to work at a bar that was like in a suburb of Boston, and I don't know why, but they had like an exorbitant amount of like straight off the boat Irish people, like a populace there, to the point where like on an average, whatever, like given week, I would probably run into like 6 or 7 of these fuckers, But then there was 2 times that like I fucking hated it the most. First of all, St. Paddy's Day was the fucking worst because I don't know why. Because I feel like Irish people, like a self-respecting Irish person should just be like, oh, well, this is a stupid American holiday. I don't want to have anything to do with it. But for whatever reason, they would come out and get like fucking annihilated at my bar. And it would just be like, I fucking hate you people. And then the second time, there's like this random ass event where it was the sport called hurling. I don't know anything about this fucking sport. It looks kind of like a cross between like field hockey and lacrosse, I guess. But it's some Gaelic bullshit, And these guys would come in for like this tournament. It was
No
like
blacks.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. But it was just like they would come in for this fucking tournament, dude. And it was just like I would get inundated by like 97 Irish guys who all got shit-faced and none of them would tip. And it was just like me. Yeah, it would just be me being like, oh, cool. So I've just signed up to work my fucking ass off for like nothing.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, these dudes are like yelling songs that have the word cunt in it. And it's like, and meanwhile, it's like, dude, we're not that kind of spot. Like, there's a fucking table filled with like kids who are like coming up, that just left their goddamn, confirmation.
Yeah.
Like, read the room, dude. Nobody wants to hear a drunk piece of shit scream cunt at the top of his fucking lungs, Ah, God, I fucking hated Irish people. The whole goddamn island, dude. Sink it into the fucking sea. Like, if you want to invade anyone, Russia, invade Ireland. Take care of those fucks, please.
Isn't St. Patrick's Day like about like getting all of the snakes off of the island?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, whatever that means.
I think it's about getting rid of the reptilian overlords, bro. I might have to fucking ride with the Irish.
Oh, fuck them, dude. Oh my God.
I think I have everything but Irish in my like it's all the other garbage.
See, I mean,
what else is in there? Like Welsh and
well, yeah, you got like you're talking to United Kingdom, or you talking just all in that area? Yeah, you got Welsh, English, I think Irish,
Scottish,
Northern Irish. They kind of consider themselves different. Scottish, yeah. It's all just different degrees of white people. That's it, and they're all fucking been conquered, and all they do is just fucking sit around and bitch about it, and then make movies about it. And then like a couple years ago, I think Scotland actually put it up to a vote. Like, you remember watching Braveheart? Have you seen Braveheart?
I haven't.
Holy fucking shit, dude! Have you not seen Brave? Whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. But they make all these goddamn movies about like this heroic struggle to like get out from under the heel of English or tyranny and oppression. They had a vote like 10 years ago, I think, or maybe even less. It was like maybe 7 or 8 years ago to like just be like, hey, do we want to be our own country? It was just a vote. That's all Scotland had to do. Is just everyone had to show up and just like write yes on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then they were all just like, nah, fuck it. We'll just stay with the English. Like, who gives a fuck? It's like, fuck you guys. You fought for so goddamn long to get free, and now all of a sudden you're just like, whatever. I mean, what difference does it make? You know? It's like, God, you guys are the fucking worst. Whatever.
They're like the Texas of America.
I don't even
like, you know, they're like, oh, we're gonna get out of here one day.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if that's the case, if that's how you feel now, then enough with the fucking movies about like, you know, or the shows about like
we're gonna cancel Braveheart.
Yeah, I mean, I love Braveheart, but it is one of those things where it's like it kind of tastes. You know, I wish they would put a disclaimer at the end of Braveheart, like in the year 1242 we fought for our freedom, and then like, by the way, 750 years later, we could have just voted and like we just decided not to show up that day.
We got too drunk watching Boondock Saints the night before, and we couldn't get out of bed to fucking vote.
Yeah, it's like you guys are the fucking worst. All right. I don't know. What else we got? How do you take yourself seriously wearing cowboy boots?
That's a good Texas transition. Yeah, I saw a lady wearing like these like really white, like jazzed up,
like bedazzled.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It just took me down this rabbit hole of like how, like, I just don't understand how people wear some of like the footwear that they choose to wear. Like, I could never be rolling around in a pair of cowboy boots and be like, how do you...
Some
like,
cowboy boots are fucking sweet
bro,
looking.
If I showed up in a pair of cowboy boots... And
I would look ridiculous.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying.
It's a bold choice to just come out of nowhere.
Yes. And also, I'm gonna put on this list. I've got a long list of footwear that I hate on, but a new one that I'm putting on this list is like the booty. Do you know what this is?
No.
You don't know what a booty is? Like,
well, I mean, I know what a booty is, but like, how does it apply to like grown ass? Like a booty is for babies, like a little baby booty. Like it's a little like cloth thing that you kind of just it's like
slides on. Okay,
yeah,
so
it's a shoe for somebody who doesn't actually walk around. You know.
Well, I'm saying like chicks wear these. They're called booties. Like they're like boots. Like they're just like slide on boot looking things.
Okay.
And they got like no laces.
So what are they, like dance goes? Except they look like Uggs, like that kind of thing.
No, they look like a normal like fucking girl shoe, like something like a fucking like a hairdresser or something would wear. You know what I mean? It's just like a laceless boot.
Okay.
It just slides on. Like it's like a moccasin or some shit. You know what I mean? It's made out of leather. It's got like a sole to it.
Yeah. So it's a shoe. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a lady's shoe. You know what I mean? Like maybe something that
what are dudes wearing?
Like Austin Powers would wear, and you're like, or like some shit that you would see like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones wearing back in the day.
Okay, so are we talking like something like a heel kind of thing?
A slight heel, not like a 60s fucking heel. Like, we're not getting out of control here. You know what I mean? But we're just like, it's a slip-on shoe.
Yeah.
Right? It almost looks like a high-top version of like a surfing shoe. You know, like the slip-on shoe that the surfers wear, but make that leather.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the bottom looks almost like a ballet slipper, but the rest of it like comes up like a shoe.
I don't know. No, it has like a normal sole on it. Like it's got a sole like you.
I mean, what you're describing are shoes, I feel like.
Nah, bro. They're not shoes, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Like bros be wearing these, and it's like these are like it's like.
All right, so the problem is that guys are wearing.
Yeah, like the Chappelle show is like when it's like you got that shirt on the blouses aisle.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how this is men's fashion, like boots without laces that just like slide over, and I feel like that transitions into like the cowboy boot. Like, how are you taking yourself seriously, like fucking pulling this thing on, and then you're gonna roll out like the dude from Reno 911 being like new boots, and like I can't even believe some of the stuff, and that goes with Crocs, and it goes with these fucking hookah shoes that are like all these fucking rainbow colors and shit. Like, I just don't understand how you can put on such goofy fucking shoes and like walk out the door and walk past me at the airport and expect me to take you seriously and like not roast you inside my head.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Like, I feel like if you're a cowboy boot wearer, you have figured that out before the age of 35. You can't just on your 36th
birthday, like beating ass too. Like if somebody said something to you about like a cowboy,
fucking take your alligator snakes.
I do what I do, and I don't give a fuck what you think about it.
But like I said, if you just decided to one day, or me for that matter, anyone really that like is like in the Northeast, if I just decided to just fucking throw on a pair of fucking snakeskin boots and go rolling around, people are gonna be like, "Yo, are you fucking mental?" Like,
like that's what I'm saying.
And then also, you need to have like all of the other accompanying shit. Like if you're gonna have the boots, you got to have the belt buckle. You got to have the fucking bolo. You got to have
chaps
you got to have like the fucking the collared shirt with like the fucking elbow pads. Like you got to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're just rolling around with a pair of fucking boots with like, you know, a pair of, like, if you're rocking a pair of fucking cowboy boots and a goddamn Adidas jumpsuit, like, you're going to get shot on sight. People are going to be like, you're a fucking maniac.
The chick
you
that
know?
made me write this down at the airport, she's probably like a 40-year-old lady, 35-year-old lady, and she looked like a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader from the waist down. It's like she had on shorts with like nylons underneath,
Yep.
or leggings, I don't fucking know, and just cowboy, like white sparkly cowboy boots. And I was like, yo, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, this is what you chose to wear at the airport?
Yeah.
Like, you took this on
walked
a plane?
out. You walked outside and were just like, "Yup, I
get
nailed it."
Traveling your best, I guess. Yeah, I don't fucking know, man.
Well, that's just it. Like, if you're traveling to Dallas from Rhode Island dressed like that, I got to imagine you get off the plane and everybody in Dallas is like, "What the fuck is this person dressed like?"
I've got to feel, like, from my experience going through TSA,
Yeah.
they're, like, asking for it.
Oh.
Like,
well,
check those motherfuckers. Put them in
Yeah.
the fucking bag. Put them in the luggage. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to wear that. You're definitely getting the back of somebody's hand.
Yeah.
Run up and down the inside of your legs. Like, you are asking for it.
Well, that, and also, how fucking annoying is it to put on a pair of cowboy boots? I feel like that's like a whole thing. Like, you have to, like, you know, yeah, they're slip-on, but, like, usually they're pretty fitted. Like, it takes, like, a lot of, like, energy to get them on and off.
Yeah.
So you're fucking going through, like, security, and I'm sitting
like you
there
need a
behind your
chair.
ass. Yeah, well, when I go through fucking security, like, when I go to the fucking airport, like, I'm rocking, like, shoes that I can literally, like, flop off, throw it in there, take it on, put it back on.
Yeah.
Like, they're, like, pre-laced, pre-broken in, like, I can just slide them on, you know? Fucking have some self-respect. Have some fucking consideration, you know? If I'm sitting behind you while you're fucking struggling to take your goddamn boots off, and then I'm fucking waiting for you to put them back on the other side of fucking security, it's like, goddamn, lady, get
Dude,
the fuck
that's
out of the way.
That's like such the struggle, dude. You make it through security at the airport, and there's like 2 lines to put your stuff on the conveyor.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, regardless, you're bringing like pens and like you can't, whatever you have on your person, a jacket, whatever, like you're gonna have to put something in a bin.
Yeah.
To like go through. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like you're just like looking at. You have to choose which line of idiots you think is gonna have like their shit together
Yeah.
quicker. You know what I mean? Like. And you know what? Another thing that goes through. Shout out to my boy James, wherever you are in the universe. This is a guy that I got just fucking smile at people dumbly for no fucking reason. I swear, like everybody at the airport is so grumpy except for me.
Yeah.
I get compliments all the time. Like, you're so friendly and awake and alert for, you know, everybody here is such in a bad mood. And I'm like, yeah, I've noticed that. I'm trying to be different, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I got that from James, and I do that to the TSA agents who can be quite grumpy at times. And now it's like they see me and they're like, hey, are you working? And I'm like, yeah, I have on a gray shirt with a red badge. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in the uniform of work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll just be like,
Good guess.
yeah, but they just fucking wave me through. They grab my bin, they put it in front of everybody, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I already cut all you motherfuckers in line. And
Suckers.
the ones that I wasn't able to cut in line, they're like, he's cutting you now.
Yeah.
Just because I think I smile at him and I'm nice.
So, just going into the airport, you got to go through like regular security? Like, you don't have like an expedited one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. You go through you go through the TSA pre-check line.
Yeah.
And B, there's like a little like you don't go through the TSA pre-check line. You walk past the pre-check line.
Yeah.
You know, past this fucking stupid thing, and there's like a little red retractable rope, and you
Yeah.
just like put the rope, step forward, put it back, and then you just fucking cut the rest of the people, and you just stand there with a smile on your
Yeah.
face, and they say,
Come on in.
"Come right in." Yeah, and they
Yeah.
just match your name up to whatever fucking piece of paper that they have, and they say, "All right, beat it."
All right, cool.
So, I mean, yeah, like I said, the whole process, like if you walk fast, I don't even think I've been walking fast like a maniac anymore, because I switched up my little routine where I'm drinking my shake as I'm taking my walk.
Yeah.
So I'm not being like a psychopath cross-country runner anymore.
Yeah.
I still think it only takes me like 12 minutes. Like I get out of my car and I'm like through, like I don't have any problems with security anymore.
Yeah.
I used to go through the stupid thing just to be like a nice person about it. And now I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
All right. What else we got?
I mean, if we can bring it back to some hospitality stuff, I'd like to hate on the White Russian.
Sure. I could hate on the White Russian.
Like, I love I still haven't seen the end of the movie, The Big Lebowski, and I would still love to know, at some point in that movie, the guy who plays the butler in Mr. Deeds.
Yeah.
Right?
Totoro. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said
It's so sad that that's what you know him from, but continue.
he calls him something to the effect of a Jagul loser bastard. And I've tried Googling this so many times to know what a Jagul loser bastard is. As somebody who loves words like jamoke and jabroni and all these other, you know what I mean? I love
he
it.
plays a Spanish guy, so are you sure you heard him right? Like, I don't remember that in the movie.
I'm going to have to find. He walks by him and goes, oh, fucking Jagul loser bastard. It's obviously a loser bastard. But what is a Jagul?
I don't know.
Jagul loser bastard. That's what he says. Anyway, why the fuck was I just talking about this guy? Oh, so Big Lebowski, I think that's a great movie. I'd love to watch it in its completion one day.
I got a beverage here, man.
In a rarity of my life. But that popularized the drink. But really what I looked into at first, I said, why is this called a White Russian? Like, I enjoy using a bit of history, a bit of origin of, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like where the shit comes from, a bit of history,
etymology. Like
maybe
the etymology of the word?
Maybe a bit of like, this drink is really a Cosmo in its base, and we mutilated it into this.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like to, when I'm naming drinks like that, I like to come up with like a more, it's named this for a reason.
Right.
And literally, like, this drink is just called a fucking White Russian because it's a Black Russian.
With milk. Yeah.
With milk in it.
Or
but
cream.
A Black Russian got its name just because Russia comes from vodka, and you turned it black with a coffee liqueur.
Yeah.
That's it. It was made by a fucking, somebody from Belgium. What do you even call somebody?
They're Flemish.
Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it's some other. Maybe he was from Brussels.
Brussels is in Belgium. Yeah.
All right.
Belgium is like one of those weird places where like they have like a lot of different like what they would call like ethnicities. But I'm Flemish. My grandfather was Flemish, so it's like that's what they call like people from like a certain area of Belgium. I don't know what the whole country is called, but
a bartender from this fucking area made this drink for a regular who was like an ambassador to Luxembourg or some shit.
Right.
And you just made a fucking vodka on the rocks black with a coffee liqueur and you call it a Black Russian. Like, this is the worst fucking name, the worst interjection of history that I've ever heard. Yeah. And also, I guess it was the guy made the drink around the time of the Cold War, and I guess a Black Russian was a name for like something associated with like the Soviet state.
Okay.
Or something at that
like
time.
Lenin and Marxism.
You were
and
like
shit?
edgy, being like, I'm sipping on a Black Russian. Like, even though this is a South American fucking coffee liqueur.
It's a Mexican coffee liqueur, and then by the way, I used Grey Goose, so it's actually a French vodka.
Yeah. And if you fucking look up Kahlua, it's like just from like America. You know what I mean? It's like
I think at this point in time, it's
I don't even think it's made in Mexico anymore, bro. It's like
bottled. That's what I'm saying.
I think it
originated in Mexico.
The fucking hieroglyphs on the bottle will have you believe that, you fucking tap water drinking, news consuming fucking Indiana Jones of a dirtbag.
I mean, it's a fucking Spanish word. I would imagine it came from Mexico. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, but originally when I put this,
yell at me, but
when I put this on there, I was like, is it just like a little brown to make up for like the Muslim population of the Russians?
So like you're talking like the Azerbaijan area of like the USSR?
The Madamov motherfuckers of the world.
The Albanians and Armenians. Yeah.
And then that also brought me into this next topic. Look at us talking about hospitality for once.
I know, right?
I like to describe drinks of like, well, this is like a lemon drop, but you do this to it, right? And if you break down one of the most garbage person drinks of all time, if I ever open a bar, I don't even know if I want to disclose. I'm not going to disclose this information because it's too good. But anyway, you're a garbage person if you drink a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah.
If you are past the age of like 21 and a half and you are still ordering a Long Island iced tea, you are the most like uncultured. Like, I just want to throw you in the trash. Like, I'd rather burn my bar stool and not have it for the rest of the night. I'd rather lose all of the money that I could make on that bar stool for the rest of the night just to watch you burn to death from ordering that drink, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Right? So anyway, but let's break down that drink because there's so many ways that you can go with it. Like, when you first think about it, you're like, okay, it's got like sour mix in it as its main cut.
Yeah.
And basically it's just like an array of white liquors. So is it just a sour punch, if you will? And then I said, well, wait, one of the liquors is triple sec.
Yeah.
So now you got to break down.
I mean, I would almost consider it almost like a garbage margarita.
That's where I went. I said, is it a fucking gay lemon drop? Is it even gayer margarita?
Yeah.
And then I said, wait, there's got to be a cocktail that has gin and triple sec in it. And I was embarrassed that I didn't know it off the top of my head, but it's called a White Lady.
Yeah.
And you can put egg white in it sometimes, which is an even gayer thing if you ask me to make that. Some cocksucker at the airport asked me to make him a New York sour the other day.
Like, look around, man. You're at a fucking airport.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? I'll make you a New York sour. I'll put the eggshells in it for you. How about that, you fuckface?
Fucking egg yolk and all, you piece of shit.
Yeah. So, and then you top it off with fucking Coke. I don't even understand where this whole thing comes from. But, yeah, it is just a true bastard of a drink. Like, however you want to look at it.
I mean, the Coke is for color. And to me personally, if you put anything into a drink just for the sole purpose of color, it's like you've lost me already.
Yeah,
like it's the same people who like another iteration of the Long Island iced tea. It's like I'm going to do a Grateful Dead. It's like you want me to fucking swirl fucking Chambord and blue Curacao in this fucking garbage water? Like,
and then like as soon as you put your straw in it, it turns brown.
Yeah, exactly.
When you mix red and purple together, like you're like, all right,
enjoy your dark gray fucking drink. You loser.
Does that taste like raspberry?
Yeah.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
You're like, can you take the Coca-Cola out of that drink and then just put two different colors of the same tasting thing in there, please?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. You're putting blue triple sec and red raspberry.
Yeah, but I mean, you're putting a fucking quarter of an ounce of Chambord. If you could pick that out of that fucking drink and that fucking conglomeration of disgusting shit.
Really, bro, like if you're trying to make like a drink like look like, if you're trying to get the Instagram approval, if you will, Chambord is trash. Like, you need some of that garbage, like De Kuyper glow in the dark. Like,
like the fucking radiant
razzmatazz. That's what it's called. You need that shit.
Well, you need to use it, though, before the shelf life of it expires, because the razzmatazz we have behind our bar, like, literally turns everything, like, a pukish gray. Like, it's the saddest color. Like, I don't even sell French martinis anymore because I'm just like, just so you know, the liqueur we use will literally make it look like the least appetizing thing you've ever put in your fucking mouth.
You're like, I didn't know that the plutonium had a half-life in the fucking raspberry.
Dude, it's not even purple anymore. It's like literally like, it's the same color as like the dark clouds on the day you die. That's like what it fucking looks like. It's
those like dark clouds on the day you die.
Have you ever gone to a funeral where it rained? That's the color of your fucking French martini. Like right there.
This is my grandfather's funeral.
Yeah, there you go.
But I was going to say the dark clouds in the sky on the day that you die is just a heroin-induced hallucination of a drop ceiling.
Yeah.
Yes. Hospital drop ceiling.
Yeah.
That's computer gray of the 90s.
Yeah.
How about another gross thing? I never knew about this before.
Malort.
Yeah.
Is that what you were about to say?
I never knew about this. I got turned on to it by some fucking
TikTok
jerk off. Yeah, he must work at some bar in Chicago. So I looked into it, and what really got me on it was what AI told me people say that it tastes like. Do you want to read that, or should I?
Yeah, you can read it.
Some say it tastes like burnt tires, bug spray, grapefruit soaked in gasoline, or dandelion juice sucked through a straw made of car tires. Others describe it as smelling like shoes you put on when it's time to replace them.
Yeah.
And I can only think of when I was a child, I washed a pair of tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was my dad or my stepmom. They're like, don't put them in the dryer. Put them in the microwave. That will dry them out.
Okay.
So I put them in the microwave, and just this smell has stuck with me.
Yeah.
For like forever. You know what I mean? And just like that smell of like microwaved tennis shoe bacteria.
Yeah.
Like that just, I don't know. So yeah, basically this TikTok was this kid working at a bar, and somebody sent a drink back to him because it didn't taste strong enough. So he topped it off with Malorts instead. So I've never been exposed to this before. You obviously seem to find great joy in viewing this.
I've never drinking Malorts, but I've heard about it. It seems like it's like universally reviled. As a matter of fact, I think
like once you develop a taste for Fernet, and you're like, what else can I ruin my life with?
Exactly.
It's like, this is next.
Well, that's just it. I think it's like a Chicago kind of thing where it's like, it's almost like a matter of pride for them, like how fucking gross it is that like you have to have been from Chicago in order to like enjoy it at all.
Yeah.
Like you had to have grown up with it.
Like I remember the first time I ever took a shot of Fernet, I had to go in the bathroom and throw up as like a maybe 24, 23-year-old male who was like a proud drinker.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was getting myself into.
Oh man, what? I don't know if there's anything I've really like ever drank that like. I mean, I
had a hard time taking shots.
Yeah,
getting into my drinking days, like I was a little baby. Like even drinking whiskey my freshman year of college, I'll like take a shot of Crown and be like, ugh.
Well, so I feel like I cut my teeth like drinking
in
so
middle
early
school.
in life.
That's what the problem is.
Well, that is true, dude. Like the first time I got drunk was fucking. We took like literally one of those big ass plastic cups that you have like in your fucking kitchen cabinet. No rocks, no nothing, just fucking lukewarm. We took like that much from every single bottle of booze at my buddy's house. So it's like gin, like
So you
London
wouldn't,
dry
like,
gin,
move the line,
Kahlua,
like-
exactly.
yeah.
So it's just like that much of every single bottle. Kahlua, dry gin, Seagram's VO,
You made
fucking
Black Russian Long Islands,
dude.
bro.
It was like a conglomeration of everything, triple sec, fucking like flavors you wouldn't even have fucking imagined.
Yeah.
Put it all into a fucking glass. 2 scoops of Tang. Do you remember Tang?
Yeah.
Fucking shake that or fucking mix that shit up, and then it was just down the hatch. That was like the first time I got drunk.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, I was forged in fire. Like, there's nothing I can drink. The only thing, and it's probably a controversial thing, the only fucking alcohol that I find to be absolutely disgusting, that I don't understand why anyone actually enjoys it, is Jack Daniels. I fucking hate Jack Daniels. Like, the taste, the flavor of the corn mash is the most, like, immediately I'll just take a shot of Jack Daniels and I'll like feel the bile coming up ready to throw up. It won't matter if that's the first fucking drink of the night. I fucking hate Jack Daniels. It's disgusting. I don't understand it at all.
You want to know what's funny? The time in my life when I was dating that lady that you know too.
Yeah.
It's like exclusively on Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels? Yeah. I mean, it's
Jack and diets, baby.
I'm not-
Ruining my life. That's also what I was drinking. The only Patriots game that I left, I think we talked about that. That Patriots Browns when
Yep.
they came back, hammered on Jack Daniels. Had to get the fuck out of there.
I mean, I will drink a Jack and Coke or something. Well, I mean, I won't anymore, but I would have. But any kind of thing where it's like, you know, oh, I want a Jack Daniels Manhattan. It's like, you're a psychopath. Who the fuck would ever order that? I want a Jack
Yeah.
on the rocks. Like, I don't understand how anyone would just enjoy the flavor of that on its own. To me, that's like my Malorts, where I'm
Well, I
like,
think it's because everybody develops a taste for it.
I guess,
you know what
man.
I mean?
It's just like, it tastes like so different than any other whiskey. And I think it's,
it's charcoal filtered.
yeah, well, it's corn mash too. So it's just like, I don't know. It's just fucking gross. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I'll admit though that I must be wrong because it's one of the most popular whiskeys in the fucking world.
I think
But-
it's just because it's like if you're an American, if you drink Jack Daniels, you know what I mean? You got your Hulk Hogan shirt on.
I don't know. It's fucking gross. Yeah. So that's how I feel about that.
How about you know about like the accidental text Thanksgiving family?
No.
It's been like a heartwarming thing that I've kept up on with for years. It went viral probably like when memes like first hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like this grandma, I think she like put a group text out like, you know, dinners at whatever. You know,
Oh, is this the thing where like the old lady like accidentally invites some stranger to their Thanksgiving dinner and then like he
Yeah.
keeps showing up?
it's like
Okay,
an
yeah,
old
yeah.
white lady.
Yeah.
And then like through the years it's been like all
Yeah,
like
it keeps going.
yeah, and like the black dude's got like a girl now, like a girlfriend, not a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like they're still like celebrating this stuff. And then like a few years ago, I think maybe before COVID or it was because of COVID, the old white man dies.
Oh.
So now
Yeah.
it's just a lady, right? And now like the newest news on it is that the old white lady's got breast cancer now.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So now it's just like went from like a heartwarming story,
To just a
To, like-
reminder that we have a finite amount of time on this planet.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, there's some
Thanks for
there's
that, ray
some
of sunshine.
brutally dark humor to go along with that too. That I feel like might get us banned from
Okay.
maybe some Patreon only kind of shit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
nah.
All right. Get out of here, dog.
Hey, get over here.
Can't invite the blacks anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, well, that was the dark humor that I was
Yeah.
just gonna say. It's like everything was going fine for that white family until they started having dinner with those colored folk.
All right. Anyway.
What about another joke that I heard that was great? It was the lady who plays Blanche on the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
And it's like it's all like the cut footage from that.
Yeah.
And she's telling this to who's the lady? The last one that died that made it.
Oh, Betty White?
Betty White, yeah.
yeah.
So it's Blanche and Rose is her
Rose,
name on the
yeah.
show. And she's like, you hear about the guy that got shipwrecked on a desert island with a dog and a pig? And Rose is like, no. And she's like, well, you know, a month goes by and he starts getting pretty desperate. And, you know, the dog likes to cuddle and the dog takes ownership of the man. But the man sees that pig and, you know, it's been a month and pig starts looking all right to the guy. So he keeps trying to snuggle up with this pig and get a little of that pig ass, you know. And the dog keeps like pulling on him, like not letting him fuck the pig, you know. And so
This is a joke on the Golden Girls?
yeah, well, it's on there like behind the scenes, like she's
Okay.
telling this joke. Like,
okay, so this wasn't an episode that made it to air.
No.
Okay.
So then she's like, so then wouldn't you know, the man's prayers are answered, and a beautiful, just world class woman gets shipwrecked on the same island, and he goes, "Oh, thank God you're here." He's like, "Can you just hold this dog down while I fuck this pig?" and Rose just starts fucking dying, or Betty White just starts fucking dying laughing.
That's a good one.
I just thought it was a great
that,
joke.
That makes a lot more sense because I was like, I feel like I've seen a lot of Golden Girls episodes. I don't remember this fucking joke.
Betty White's been fucking funny for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like that's my. I have like a. Like work my other job where I'm like the lunch bartender at the tavern now.
Yeah.
It's like my crew of like old deserted ladies coming in for a drink and lunch is growing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess I don't know. People be fucking mean to these motherfuckers, and I'm just like, you're here, they're here. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Let's make the best
and
of it.
I've told this story about the lady that like yelled at me about the TV.
Yeah.
It was like this big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
We're buddies again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like she's in what actually I forgot to give her the remote last time she was there. I fucked up.
Yeah.
I have to bring that up to her. But yeah, I'm like the old lady whisperer.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
And also I didn't even put this on the list, but I had this thing happen to me. Like, you know, you get notifications about people following you on Facebook and shit. So I see this and I'm like, I feel like I know that last name, or I was like, who is this? And it shows like mutual followers or whatever. And it's like an old coworker of ours. You still work with her.
Okay.
Like I don't want to say her name, but
Yeah,
she's the other, like my buddy that works there.
Oh,
still.
okay.
Like,
Yeah, gotcha.
and it's her like grandmother, or no, her ex's grandmother.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, yo, is this? And at first, like the picture is like her ex's mom. I know the mom because they used to like, or no, her ex's dad's wife. So I guess her ex's stepmom.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So I know her, right? And that's who I think it is. So I'm like, yo, is it? So I text homegirl and I'm like, yo, is this your man's like mom?
Yeah.
Following me on Facebook out of nowhere? Like, what the fuck is this bullshit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she goes, actually, that's his grandmother. And I was like, it makes sense if you know what I'm been up to at the Village Tavern.
Yeah.
All the old ladies are coming crawling out of the woodwork for your boy.
Just trying to
trying
to rub up on that fucking little beard you got there.
Who's the dude? Who's the dude from the fuck? He's in the NFL. He's like the son of a legendary tight end.
Who's in the NFL now?
No, not anymore. He was a tight end for the Bucks, but he got arrested for like he was driving around a van and he was like in disguise trying to pick up old ladies and rape them. Kellen Winslow Jr. You don't know about
Get
Kellen?
the fuck out of here, really?
You don't know about that? Yeah,
I
you
don't
look that shit up.
Shit.
And he like
he was the soldier, I thought.
Yeah, you're a World War II soldier.
Yeah.
But he like basically, I remember keeping up with the cases that was going on, but he would he basically was one of the first people where his lawyer was like, yo, just like change your whole appearance so they can't pick you out of like a lineup. You know what I mean? Like basically like the guy that he got arrested as and the person who he showed up to court
looked
as,
totally
like
different.
you'd never be able to match him up in like
Well, what, you got like plastic surgery and shit?
I guess maybe, I forget, maybe he had like long hair and like a beard and stuff and just like the cleaned up version of him. You'd just be like, no way. Like that's not the crazy guy that raped me.
Jesus Christ.
That R-worded me.
Well, that's I mean, that's certainly that's a retirement plan for sure, I guess. You know, worst case scenario for all you NFL players out there, you can always get a van and just go around butt fucking 60-year-old women. Anyway. What do we got?
How about my if we're not going to cut that one terrible thing that I just said, my boy Luke Nigman from he's a college football player.
Yeah.
Or a semi-pro football player.
For the Gorillas.
He plays for the Gorillas, and his last name is Niggeman.
I mean, it's a pronunciation I don't feel comfortable attempting.
And I've heard a few of the calls from his game.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
you could
this
tell
guy from the Gorillas.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit. Yeah. No, they say it.
Oh, they do?
They're very happy to say it.
Oh, they do?
Especially the fact that he plays for the Gorillas to be the next thing that they say right afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. You ever seen
Well, I mean, I feel like the dude, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's going to make it to the big show.
Not
And
with a
Chris
name- not-
Collinsworth
not with
is
a
going
name
to have
like
to
that.
say, with a guy, with a guy like...
Guy like, yeah. Did you ever hear the broadcast of the Howard Cosell moment that got him fired? Like the
I feel
Monday
like
Night
you've
Football?
told me about
Oh,
this
okay.
before, but lay it on me again.
Well, it was classic, like I think it was like early '80s or maybe late '70s or something. But yeah, it was just like I forget who it was, but it was like a Washington football team or Redskins player at the time. He was like a punt returner. And he was just like, he's at the 50, he's at the 40, he's at the 30. Look at that monkey run. It's like,
shit,
holy shit, Howard Cosell. The fuck is the matter with
probably
you?
definitely having a few beers in the broadcast studio,
Well,
just
was
letting
just
it rip. Yeah.
He was like a famous alcoholic.
John
So he
Madden's
was like,
like,
shit-faced.
holy
Yeah.
shit.
Well, that's just it. And then it was followed by like 8 seconds of dead air. And then in 1982 or whatever the fuck it happened, to like have that be like, oh fuck, dude, like it had to have been pretty fucking bad. Like, yeah. So yeah, racism, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's Darren McFadden's response to Soto?
Oh, he just made a quote that said 765 mil. He's like, I should have learned how to hit the ball instead of hitting the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I heard a stat. Somebody posted this, that Mookie Betts and Aaron Judge's contracts don't even add up to that dollar amount.
I mean, I can believe it, man. The fucking contracts are growing exponentially. Well,
That's
first of all,
crazy.
and then the craziest thing is that Soto got 765 up front. Well, not up front, but like, they're willing to pay him out like, as the contract comes up. The Ohtani deal
Yeah, they
was
deferred
like
it for like 10 years or something.
But I think even longer than that. I think basically like right now he's getting paid like $2.5 million a year.
He's getting paid the league minimum.
Yeah, whatever it is.
And they
like,
deferred either 10 or 20 years down the road. So
Yeah.
pretty much this ownership group might not even be the one paying him out.
I mean, I would say there probably won't be.
If Magic Johnson is alive to pay, what's this guy's name again?
Ohtani?
That's the bet right there.
Yeah.
Will Magic Johnson ever write a check to Shohei Ohtani?
Well,
Is Magic Johnson going to live another 19 give or so years?
I mean, if you had asked me in 1988, I would have said no. But at this current pace, he seems to be doing okay.
He's in the Illuminati. There's no way.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know. As a Mets fan, though, I'm like terrified of this
Oh, yeah.
deal.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Why? Who cares? I feel like all these deals, they end up being like, not with the way that the salary cap grows, they just end up being like no big deal by the time they come around.
Yeah, I guess. But at the same time, like, to me, I'm more just like, I want ticket prices to not go fucking insane. Like, I want to be able to take my kids to a fucking baseball game.
It's over, bro.
Yeah. Like, I'd almost rather, I'm at the stage in my life where I'd rather root for a team that fucking sucks so that way I can get to the game cheaper. Like, 100%. Like, if somebody was like, the Mets can win the World Series, but all ticket prices will go up, 200%.
Like the next 10 years, yeah.
Like, I would just be like, nah, it's cool. Just have us miss the playoffs by like 18 games and make it so I can go to a fucking ball game with my son for $120.
I saw some other thing that brought me great joy that somebody posted. It was like somebody took like a video camera to Yankee Stadium, and they would just ask Yankee fans, like, do you think there's any chance that he would ever go and play for the Mets? Like, there's a lot of talk about Cohen wanting to make a free agency splash and saying, he's gonna write a check for whatever, and it's just all these fucking no fucking way.
Yeah.
You don't got the Steinbrenner tradition, da 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 da. And it's like fucking probably 20 of them. Somebody put them in like a reel. You know what I mean? I was like, this is great.
I mean,
it's hard just watching this.
Yeah, to me, the only thing I actually really enjoyed about the Soto contract was just this was kind of just a gut punch to what the Yankees and Yankee fans think they are. Like, I've had to fucking listen my entire life about like, oh, tradition, we fucking win 27 World Series. It's like, you haven't won one since 09.
Yeah.
And since then, like, you've been relevant, but like, you have never made the move that George would have made. George Steinbrenner would have never fucking let Juan Soto leave the team. Never. Would have never fucking happened.
Yo,
like,
you know what I heard though? That I heard that there's a little bit of Ken Griffey Jr. in this involved.
Oh, really? Like,
know
he was
why
just like, fuck these people? Yeah.
You know why Ken Griffey didn't like the Yankees?
Well, yeah, I heard the story, but you could say it. Yeah.
Well, basically, he got removed from Yankee Stadium as a child.
Yep.
And as he was, as he's talking to his dad about what was happening, his dad was just like, look over there.
Yeah.
Look over there.
Greg
look
Nettles'
over
kid.
there. And he's pretty much just pointing out that none of the white children were being asked to, remove themselves from the field of play or whatever like that. And that's why Ken Griffey Jr. was famous being like, I'll never play for the fucking Yankees. If they were the last team to offer me a deal, I would
retire.
And dude, in my heyday of being like a Boston fucking meathead, I remember hearing that. Like, I didn't hear it when it happened. I heard it later in my life.
Yeah.
like after I was like ready to get like a Patriots neck tattoo and shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I heard that and I tried to make it the voicemail of my phone. Like if you called me,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I tried to make it that, but I was never successful to it. But
Well, I mean, it's one more hurdle that
yeah,
you
then
couldn't clear.
I saw another thing of like all these terrible plays that Soto made in the outfield. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Just being like $765 million for this. And
Yeah.
also it's like, yo, I took my fucking pops to game 5 of that World Series. If he was really worth that much money, like why the fuck didn't the Yankees win the World Series?
No, yeah, I mean, those are both fair things.
Like if you're gonna pay a guy double or a combined value of what two of the generational talents currently playing are, you would think that he'd be a one-man wrecking crew enough to Michael Jordan the fucking chip out of anybody's hand trying to come take it from him. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. It's just too how like where is it going to go from here? A player's going to make $1 billion soon.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I heard somebody the other day make the thing where it's like, all right, obviously take out like steroids or whatever, that discussion from the thing, but like prime Barry Bonds is 26 years old. Like in the open market today, knowing what we know about Barry Bonds, what does he make? Like he's got to be $1 billion player.
Yeah.
Like at that point in time, like it's just like there's going to eventually, because even Soto, like he made 765, and like you said, he's like a 300-ish hitter. Hits probably like 32 home runs. Like he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm glad he's on the Mets, but like he's really like the big main benefit that he brings is the fact that he's 26.
Yeah.
And you can give him a 15-year deal and saying like, hey, you know what? Last 3 years of this deal, we're probably just gonna be eating shit, but whatever. Like we're the Mets, we
dude,
have a big enough payroll where we can do that.
That's every long-standing deal.
Yeah.
That's been made, right? Like Albert Pujols, he got a 10-year, $300 million deal. Was he really worth the money the last 2.5 years of it? Probably not.
No. Yeah.
A-Rod, they couldn't get him out of New York quick enough. Like I think did he retire before his last before being paid out for all the rest of his shit?
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Mike Trout sounded a big deal. He seems to be playing into obscurity out in LA.
Well,
Like he's not putting up the numbers that he used to. Like any of these guys that sign a 10-year deal, it's like the last 2.5 years.
Well, I mean, you could look at
not really
Cano.
worth the money. Yeah. Well, he got that was the crazy story too, right? He signed that big deal and then got busted for steroids big time.
Well, and then also after the bust for steroids, his production completely fell off. So it was kind of
he ended up getting released, didn't he?
I believe so, or
I don't think he's still on anybody's books.
No, not right now. But I like even after I think the Mets actually traded for him from the Mariners, but I think that was maybe like the last year or two, and I would imagine the Mariners probably ate a lot of that fucking contract. But yeah, like he was fucking terrible. I don't know.
And even this deal, he's going to be 41 years old by the time the deal plays out, right?
Yeah, I mean
he's 26 now. It's a 15-year-old deal.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you could basically just count on like the last 3 years of the deal being like we're going to get fleeced, and
like,
even then, probably the last 7 years of the deal, it's going to be like, all right, well, I mean, this is okay, I guess, but nothing crazy, And
you're not even you're in the National League. You don't even have the ability to move him to DH.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do? I guess he's just going to play first base.
There's DH in the National. There's DH in both leagues now.
No way.
Yeah. I hated it, but that's what it is.
I did not know that happened.
Changed maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, there's a DH now. I fucking hate that though. Honestly, I thought the American League should have changed to have pitchers in again. It was the only fucking thing that like managers had to worry about. Like it took the last thing. Like at this point in time, I can 1,000% be the manager of every Major League Baseball team in the country. Period. Like it's just not that hard of a job. Like just what do you when there's a fucking lefty up, I bring a fucking lefty out of the pen. There you go. There's your big decision.
Yeah, but I think more goes to be said of like
managing personalities.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're a babysitter. You're a babysitter for grown men. That's so. I mean, if you feel like you can do that, like great. But in terms of like tactical advantages, like left in baseball, there's none. It's just like you fill out a lineup card and then like look surly on the end of the fucking bench. That's it.
Did you see like the they have like some new crazy rule proposed?
Oh, the golden at bat rule?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, man, I can't. If that passes, like I don't even know what I'll do.
I forget what pitcher brought this up, and he was like, so basically, like a base is loaded, and who's the fucking guy?
You got Aaron Judge.
No, who's the fucking Japanese dude?
Ohtani?
Yeah, you got Ohtani up, right?
Yeah.
You just struck him out.
Yeah.
Now they can bring him back up.
Yeah, now you got to strike him out twice in a fucking row.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. I think it's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. I mean,
I don't know.
I think baseball's actually heading in a really good direction if they just like stop tinkering now. Because what they've done is they've made it so you know, the main problem everyone had with baseball was that, like, nobody wants to fucking sit through a 4.5 hour long baseball game, which is nobody. I don't give a fuck how much of a baseball fan you think you are. Nobody wants to sit there for 5 hours. Nobody.
Yeah.
So they've gotten it down where, like, it's basically like 2 and change, like 2:25
with the pitch clock and everything.
Yeah, I mean, things are moving. Like, it's getting more exciting to watch on television.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what they want, which is why they're able to fucking forecast, you know, Soto. I mean, maybe 765, maybe in 5 years, that's going to look like a deal. Maybe everybody's going to be getting paid $60 million if you're a fucking good player. As long as the TV generated money, like, keeps growing and growing and growing, that might not be a bad looking deal in 6-7 years.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. None of them really are. Like, if you go back and look at, you know, what Pujols got, everybody was like, dude, he's old. His age is already in question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the time this is at the end of it, it's going to be such an albatross. The team's not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, but they were fine.
And it's like, they were fine. Like, the salary cap grew enough in that time. Like, this is a 15. You can't tell me that, like, the best player in the league isn't going to be making $51 million a year in 15 years.
Look at how stupid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
look how stupid the fucking Red Sox look now. Like, they let Mookie Betts walk because, you know, what did they end up trading him, or did he just
They traded him for, like, nothing. They traded him as if they didn't even try to pull the facade of, like, oh, it's a.
Well, they traded him for nothing because the idea was that whoever took him on was going to have to fucking pay him a huge contract.
But that doesn't happen in baseball. Like,
it shouldn't for a team like the Red Sox.
But they got him. They traded him on NFL. Like, trading principles. Well, we're not going to give you a draft pick and pay him.
Yeah.
Well, you can do that in baseball with no fucking salary cap. It doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how...
They got caught operating like they were the Minnesota Twins. Yeah. But how stupid do they look now that they didn't pay Mookie Betts? Their team has completely gone in the toilet since then. And then what do? Now with this round of Juan Soto, they were in that fucking bidding all the way to the end.
Yep.
So that means that somebody sent an offer sheet to Juan Soto for... I mean, at least 14 million or 14 years and fucking 660 million.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you could have had fucking Mookie Betts fucking 4 years ago for fucking like 1/3 of that.
You could have overpaid Mookie, overpaid Aaron Judge when he came up.
Yep.
Right? Like, you could have did it.
Yeah.
But
instead, you know, like I said, like, I mean, as long as the TV money keeps growing, then it's fine. But they start making moves like this fucking golden at bat rule, thinking like they're going to turn their fucking sport into arena fucking football. Like, that's just such a stupid fucking idea, you know?
It's a golden idea. You know why? Because we've been talking about baseball for 15 minutes. We haven't talked about any conspiracy theories. And that's what the whole point of this is to keep us fucking involved in this dumb shit and not be talking about what's really going on.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I mean... Do you want to talk about where the pyramids came from?
No. I do have one hospitality thing that's still sticking out there, and I hope anybody that maybe has intimate knowledge of this doesn't feel like I'm personally attacking them, because I'm not. It's just I've seen it happen far too often in this business where we're going on 20 plus years apiece in this shit, and people die, and sometimes people die where I feel like their mentors and the people that they were closest to could have done a better job at, like, monitoring the situation, putting their foot down, intervening, whatever the case may be. And, you know, I'm not going to say the kid's name or the specific situation, but this guy passed away. He took his own life. I carry a bit of guilt around with this because he would call me late night sometimes. But it's like, bro, like, I'm fucking married, you know what I mean? I can't be listening to some, like, blabbering fucking kid, you know what I mean? Like, I just didn't feel like it was my place, but I kind of regret that now because I've been through the struggle of recovery and depression and suicidal thoughts and all that shit, and this kid reached out to help for me, and I just thought that, like, the grief that I was going to get from my wife was too much to overpower me wanting to do the right thing, and I regret that now, but I don't want to hold myself too accountable for it because I'm just like a moon in all the planets that were, like, closer to this kid's sun, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, I'm such, like, an ancillary character in this story, like, carrying around, like, main character guilt for it, and I realize that I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like the people that I see the most, like, not celebrating, but, like, mourning for this guy are like the ones that should have been there for him the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
kind of like if I'm getting these fucking phone calls, you must be getting 1,000 of these phone calls.
yeah,
What the
like,
fuck
or
are you
not
doing?
even.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, but I'm just saying, like, you guys were the elder statesmen that saw him go down the road of like drinking too much and getting into doing coke and like fuck, and you know what I mean? Like, you watched him go down all this shit. You went out drinking with him all the time. You stood next to him. You made money with him. You were with him all this fucking time, and it's like. Nobody wanted to say shit about it at the time, but like now everybody wants to like dick ride the sorrow, like I'm so sad, I'll never forget you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sorry, like I don't want to see these fucking posts anymore. And maybe it's not like on a selfish thing, like bringing me down about your side. It's like you motherfuckers that keep bringing it up are the ones that should have did something about it in the first place.
Yeah. I mean,
and like maybe this is the way you're grieving with it, and like I'm sorry for your loss and everything like that, but like we all let him down, and I just don't get like I need the emotional support of I'm going to keep sharing, we'll never forget you shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just
I mean, never underestimate somebody's ability to turn something that has nothing to do with them into something that's all
I
about
guess that's
them.
what I'm trying to say. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like bumming me out. Like, and this kid was like the complete opposite of that. You know what I mean? He was like he looked for a way to like make somebody's day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd go see like a girl by herself at the bar and tell her that she looked pretty or something like that. You know what I mean? This kid was gay too, so it's like not like hitting on this girl. You know what I mean? He literally was like trying to bring out the brightness in people's day.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that he made that decision for himself. And I just feel like people are like, I don't know, they're like dick riding his death for like their dopamine when it's like, where were you for this motherfucker in the first place?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of times those kinds of people, the people that like, are trying to, I don't know, for lack of a better term, I guess, kind of like brighten other people's days and shit like that, or people that are like using their energy to try and like for the betterment of others. What ends up happening is they get then surrounded by people who want to like pull that energy in and then not reciprocate. So you get like a bunch of people who are just like, yeah, I'm going to drink with you. I'm going to fucking do drugs with you. I'm going to have fun with you. But then when like the fucking, when they're deep down in the marrow of it, like at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about you, you know? And what ends up happening is when that person does like kind of run out of emotional fucking currency, so to speak, and they end up taking their own life, you get a lot of people that are just like, oh, look at me. Look how sad I am.
Yeah.
How sad I am for my friend who died. And it's like, you don't give a fuck about this dude.
Yeah, like I don't think you didn't care that much then. Like, how can you care that much now? You know, like how can you miss him that much now when like you wouldn't get up off the couch or say no to a certain thing then? Like
that also I appreciate that everybody probably goes through things, a lot different. I'm not a fucking idiot to think that like everyone should have the same reaction to, some sort of tragedy in your life as everyone else. But like, not for nothing, but I've lost people. I've lost people that are very close to me. I've lost people that like it literally fucking crushed me when I lost them. And you know what I don't want to do? Is fucking talk about it, like to anyone. The fucking day, scroll my fucking Facebook feed. If you can find the fucking reminder of anything of me being like, it's been so and so long since this happened. It's like, I don't want anyone to know that. I don't even fucking talk about it. I want to pretend like it never happened. You know why? Because fucking life is hard, and I don't want to make it any harder than it has to be. You could do whatever the fuck you want. If like dragging people into your fucking sadness and like making everyone marinate in that shit is like what gets you off, I mean, I don't know, man, but it ain't gonna be me. Like, I don't have any patience for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's nobody who's sadder for my friends when shit happens. We both have somebody who recently lost somebody very close to them, and I knew this person, like, and like they had a profound impact on my life. I'm very sorry for their loss. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to use that as fucking, a way of like being like, look what I'm going through, guys.
Yeah.
Because that's not my fucking place. Like, why the fuck would I do that? And personally, it just discredits like your relationship with that person if you're willing to like cash them in for that kind of like I said, emotional currency.
Yeah. I think that's crazy. For once, we're kind of like said the same shit.
Simpatico.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die. No, none of us are getting out alive. I
mean, there is like a slight chance that robot bodies are coming.
That's true.
Like, you got that Tesla. Dude, have you seen the Tesla robot memes?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, man. One of the best ones I think I saw is like my Tesla robot watching me duct tape a
fleshlight to it. Yeah. Well, you know what? I will say this: the reason why I 100% believe that robots like are coming is because we are definitely going to figure out a way to fuck them. Like,
Oh yeah,
1,000%.
dude. That's probably like, going to be like the
that's-
first breakthrough. Dude.
Oh,
Like,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying though. Like that is to me like the driving force of everything. It's
Dude,
like,
I bet.
you know, how much benefit will it have in society? Can we fuck it? Could we fuck it? And it's like, all right, well, then it's
I mean,
coming.
if everybody
you know?
was like fucking a robot to start their day, I bet your rapes go down
Oh yeah,
significantly.
probably by like thousands of percentage.
Like you can even program that robot to be like, no, don't
Yeah.
stop.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Imagine like people that are into like dominatrix and shit like that, and like that Tesla, like the dog robot. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? It
Yeah.
doesn't really have like a head; it's just like a box.
Yeah.
Like that thing just comes in ready to fuck you up, put weird stuff in your butt.
Well, I mean,
Oof.
yeah. I mean, well, that's going to open up a whole other discussion I don't want to get into. But yeah, I mean, robots are coming. I mean,
You're coming from robots.
Yeah, COMING.
Yes.
Yeah.
About this thing that I wrote down about like James Harden is about to pass Ray Allen.
Oh, all those records. Any 3 record is completely fucking
Yeah, but like,
ridiculous.
there's like some movie where like some Boston guys kidnap like a Nick or something.
Yeah, it was Celtic Pride. Yeah.
Yeah, but like now
Daniel Stern and Dan Aykroyd.
now there's like a reboot where you got to go get James Harden
Before he breaks Ray Allen?
Jesus Shuttleworth's record.
I mean, is Ray Allen a Celtic?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he
I don't
gets
think
kind of
so.
like Johnny Damon his way. I mean,
I think Johnny Damon is more of a Red Sox than Ray Allen is a Celtic.
Why? They both got like a 3 or 4 year run in their belt with one championship, and then they go and play for the enemy to win a title afterwards.
Yeah, I guess.
I still fuck with
I
Ray
feel-
Allen though. Like if I saw Ray Allen, I'd try to buy him a drink or something. Ray Allen definitely brought fucking years of happiness to my life.
Did you say Jesus Shuttlesworth just now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that movie.
You never seen He Got Game? It's
No.
not particularly good. I don't really I don't really fuck with Spike Lee all that much. I feel like he's the kind of guy where everybody's like, you know, I love Do the Right Thing. It's like there's no fucking way you saw
I
Do the
could-
Right Thing.
If I don't know why they never made a celebrity death match of Spike Lee versus Quentin Tarantino, but I
Yeah.
would watch it on repeat.
Yeah.
Just to watch them beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. A couple of his movies are decent, but whatever. But yeah.
What about this shit? Did we talk about the John Lennon death announcement on Monday Night Football?
Imagine seeing it. Is that what you were saying?
No,
Yeah.
but like if you put that in like modern times, like imagine like Chris Collinsworth like just telling
Announcing
everybody in the middle of a Chiefs game that like Taylor Swift's plane crashed.
Yeah, I mean that'd be fucking wild. You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
we can only dream.
I was gonna say I'd like to give John Lennon a little more credit than that, but you know.
Dude, did we talk about this in the last episode? This guy, fucking Biz, he's like a
Oh yeah, the ex-son of NHLer.
yeah. He fought 7 guys that were being unruly he's like, I go to this restaurant all the time. I got a good relationship with the staff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And these guys were just coming in, and he's like got the Canadian accent, so he's like telling it all in like this nice guy. Yeah. And he just beat up like 7 guys for like disrespecting
hockey
the
players,
manager.
Hockey players are a different fucking breed, dude.
And then he's on like, you know, he's like the color commentator,
yeah,
and he like was interviewing some dude on the Bruins.
yeah, Marchand.
Yeah, and he says something to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not quite like those guys in that restaurant, wiped you up all over the place."
Yeah.
Like, and it's just funny that he got like,
called out.
He did like this nice thing, and of course, like the most hockey bro thing ever. They're like, I would fucking make fun of him for this shit on fucking live TV. Yeah. Or what about my man? I waited on a fucking like a 60-year-old man that had like a 3-foot rat tail.
Oh my god.
I like saw him walk by, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, "Holy shit! I got to write this down on the shared note that we have for the show."
Yeah.
And then
he circled back.
And he came back. He came back to see me.
I mean,
yeah.
if you love something, let it go. You know,
If it comes back to you, it's yours.
Yeah.
And now we talk about it. But he was going to a Steelers game. Of course, he's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. On his way to the motherland.
Okay, so he's a Rhode Islander with a rat tail.
I
Going
don't
to
know.
Pittsburgh?
He left up. I didn't ask him if he was from Rhode Island, but I mean, he's definitely of the generation to be like, I didn't root for those Patriots teams. I liked the Steelers that were winning.
Yeah,
you know, like,
the Bradshaw
that
years.
kind of guy. Yeah, he didn't.
Mean
He
Joe
definitely
Green.
didn't have that. Like, I feel like I can pick up the accents. He didn't have like an accent from down south.
Yeah,
I would say. But yeah, then he paid, and his name was Pacheco, and that's the biggest regret that I ever have in a dynasty draft so far to this day.
Not driving.
Yeah, like I had a second round pick, and normally I'm the guy that trades all my picks away. I'm like, I'm not burning a second round pick on this undrafted running back. And then, like, I feel like 3 picks later, somebody took him.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, somebody was willing to do that? Like, I was going to get him in the 5th round, like, being all hopeful about it. And he's gone on to, well, I don't know, he's missed some time with injury. But
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he's been, like, fucking particularly awesome.
And then in like another situation, like I had this, I couldn't actually tell if this was like a gay dude or just like a super cucky liberal fucking husband.
Yeah.
But or, you know, if it was like a gay dude and his sister or whatever. But they like came, they looked at the menu, and then they left, and I was like, oh, thank God I didn't have to fucking interact with those people.
Yeah.
And then they like came back and they left me like the best tip percentage wise.
Oh, all right.
Of the whole time. But while it was happening, the music's been down at the airport, so they've been letting us play our own music. So I got my, you know, classic ZZ Top, and it was Dire Straits, Money for Nothing, and it's like the little faggot with the earring in, and like right as he's looking at the menu, it's like the little faggot.
Everyone just goes quiet.
Earring
and
and
like,
the makeup, and I was like, oh, dude, this dude definitely just left because the music said faggot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he fucking came back and threw me like $20 on 40 or
maybe
80 or
maybe he's
whatever
into that. You know?
Yeah. But I mean, my I don't know. I think my line's pretty funny. They came back and gave me a fat tip of cock.
Well, I mean, you did say earlier that you were going to fuck the next 4 Irish guys, so maybe.
Yeah, I was contemplating of whether or not you truly got the depth of that pun.
Oh no, yeah, and I told you already. I got dibs because I'm one of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm you know gonna have to get in there after this.
We definitely got to make we got to have AI generate us a non-copyright infringement of that fucking cartoon.
The dicks holding
of
hands?
the teamwork. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you got anything else? You going to go on any fucking tirades about stuff, or are you going to save that for
for the D-Day?
Save that for when you've got the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably, what time is it? I'm leaving for work early today, or I'm getting in there early today because I'm going to fucking sit down and talk to them about how much I don't fucking like how everything is going over there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's something I want to necessarily put on blast right now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I agree with probably making that decision.
Well, I just haven't figured out what my move is. So I'm kind of just like going to word vomit shit and then at the end of it decide what I'm doing. But it'll probably just end with me being like, I don't want to do this anymore. So you figure out what that means for you. Yeah, I don't know. We got anything else up top?
I don't know. I mean, we got the peanut M&Ms being weapons of mass destruction. I think that's pretty funny.
Oh, dudes who take Instagram pictures of drinks.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you probably don't run into this all that often at the fucking airport anymore. But, like, do you remember that, like, fucking shit at I can't understand. Like, if you're a 26-year-old fucking sad woman who wants to, like, take a picture of, like, a smoked cocktail, I don't agree with it, but I'll allow it. But if you're a fucking dude, who the fuck, like, where are your friends at? Like, what would you do if, like, one of your friends sent you a picture of them, like, having a drink at a bar? Like, what would you do? What would you respond to that with?
I don't know.
Like, I would just have to just publicly shame them. Like, I would be like, don't ever send me this again, and don't act like anyone gives a fuck what you're drinking or where you're drinking it.
I feel like I'll take that from, like, 2 different angles, though, right? Because there's a time in our lives where this is beneficial, and I have been sent some great pictures of my cocktails to use as, like, advertisements to come see me, essentially.
Yeah.
By regulars. You know what I mean?
Who, though? Regular women? Or regular dudes?
No, bros, yeah. Like,
oh, sorry.
Well, this dude, do you remember this guy at XO? His name was Mark. He was like a very, like, Mark Norman, or Norm McDonald brain.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't remember him.
He's
but,
like an older guy. He would come in. He always caused, like, problems with, like, the ladies.
Was
like,
he bald?
Like, no, he'd be, like, looking at ladies too much or just, like, sparking up, like, inappropriate conversations and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But very, like, he's very, like, brain cousins with Norm McDonald.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way his brain operated, the things that he would say, kind of just saying, like, awkward, uncomfortable kind of things to get a reaction out of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's probably 50-something years old. Actually, he's older than that. I remember him telling me how old he was, and I was like, what the fuck? You're a drunk and you look this good for your age? Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So this is like a 70-year-old man, and he sent me some of, like, the best, like, artistic looking photos of, like, the drinks that I would make him. You know what I mean? And then I would take those and I'll put them through, like, my own filters and be like, hey, come check me over here. You know what I mean? But if that's different from what you're saying. What you're saying, I feel like is like,
yeah. What you're describing is like just good marketing. Like if you're gonna do that for your buddy, great. Like send him the pics and be like, hey, that's something cool you can post on. These people are doing it to like flex on other people that I'm out here and I'm doing this fucking drink that's made with fucking smoke. Can you believe it, guys? It's like you're a fucking loser.
Do you wait on a guy that wears like a lot of like fake designer stuff?
I mean, I could literally describe 60% of the fucking dudes that sit in my bar.
He's named after a...
I don't learn these people's names, so I'm going to stop you right there. I know them as bald guy with sunglasses who's
this
a jerk off.
Motherfucker's name is Chicken. He's like...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, all right, I know this guy's name.
I know Chicken.
So but I remember him taking pictures of his shit all the time. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like what you're talking about.
Yes and no.
Like
I'm gonna give him a pass because I'm not sure if you're engaging. He could be like autistic.
You're engaging in like girl behavior as a man. That's what you're talking about. And you're on my side now with the booties and all this. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, stop being a chick.
I mean, to me, it's not even like. To me, it's just you're a fucking loser. Like it's girl behavior or not. I don't even agree with it with girls. Like even the women at the bar who do Instagram bullshit. I'm like. All right, they're the same fucking women who like go to the bathroom and then like take a hot shit and then like post their, I'm sexy in the bathroom. It's like meanwhile there's like just fucking turds steaming in the
water
fucking
in a bowl behind you.
Exactly, you're fucking gross. And then on top of that, it's like there's minimal amount of space in that bathroom, so it's like you're holding the house in a fucking fashion show in there for like 12 minutes.
Yeah,
like other people have to piss and shit too, lady. Get the fuck out, Anyway, though, but Chicken, I'll give him a pass because, like, I do kind of like I don't know what his deal is, but there is definitely a touch of tism to that. Like, that's coming from more of a place of like I'm socially weird and unable to like adapt to society.
And he's like he's like a possessive regular.
What way?
Like when there's,
I think I know what you mean.
When there's like a new, like we just cycled through like a few new. Like, we cycled through a few bartenders, I think, before we got D.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, who's this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's, like, getting the info from you, so he's, like, got the information he needs to make his best sexual harassment advances in his sweet New Balances.
But even then,
you
like,
know what I mean?
I can't even... Because he's not even, like, sexually harassing.
No,
he's more just, like, being so weird.
No, but I've been told what he says, though, right? Because then D would come back, and she'd be like, he's always like, so what do you think of Ryan? You know what I mean? It's like he's always like trying to, like, he thinks that like, it's like he's trying to dethrone the male bartender from being like the head honcho back there. And like he wants to be the guy in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like this weird shit.
Well, I think he was probably just seeing if you were like whose side you were on, so to speak. It's like, are you fucking, like basically what he's asking is, are you fucking this dude? Like,
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, the kid is just like, he's harmless and like, I don't know, I say that, but he's probably a rapist.
Until you're fucking passed out behind a dumpster and get fucked by a stick.
I guess. I don't know. Anyway, though.
That's a great reference.
Getting fucked by a stick?
Yeah, behind a dumpster.
Reference. What's that reference?
That's like that kid that got let off from rape because he was good at swimming.
Oh, shit.
He's like the white privilege poster child.
Oh, speaking of the white privilege poster child, another one of them just killed some fucking dude on a subway. Did you see that shit?
No.
Some like white kid or whatever. I think he was like ex-Marine or some shit. But like he just like choked a fucking homeless dude to death on the fucking subway. And I think he just got off. So good for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was another situation though where it was kind of like, I don't know. He I think the homeless guy like kind of like made threatening remarks or advances, and the guy just kind of was like, I'm going to just choke you out now. Ended up accidentally maybe killing him or maybe on purpose. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things where it's like, then the family of the homeless guy comes out and is just like, we demand justice. It's like, motherfucker,
yeah, exactly. He was fucking being a bum on the street.
Exactly. Like, it's like, we demand justice for the guy we wouldn't even let sleep on our fucking couch. Like, come on, man.
I gotta say, I think most homeless people, they don't be listening to much opinions.
I'm just saying, like, again, to go back to your like, hey, I'll take some of the blame for the situation with your boy or whatever, but like, there are other people.
Yeah.
Along, like, when that guy finally got to the dude who choked him to death, it's like, I feel like a lot of people failed you between point A and point B, man. Like, I don't think it was all that guy's fault that you were in that fucking situation.
For sure.
Maybe that's a wild take, but, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anyway.
I remember one time my boy, not my boy, but my buddy who is the mahi thief.
Yeah.
And the guy who would go down to Florida with me with that weird child brothel participation man.
Good old Javier.
Javier.
Yeah.
He was like, we had to be, I don't know when we started kicking it, probably in like 9th or 10th grade or something like that. And he comes up with this idea over like summer break one time. He's like, we're going to be homeless for as long as we can take it. Like, we're going to move into like a vacant lot.
Yeah.
Like this place that we lived in, Port Charlotte, Florida, there's a lot of like vacant lots, like overgrown vacant lots. Like, you could easily take a tent out there and fucking disappear. You know what I mean? So basically, like, that's what he's talking about doing. He's like, we're just going to go out there with like bottles of water. And if we have to have to beg for stuff, so be it. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, that sounds like a cool fucking thing. And I go home, I tell my mom about it. She fucking loses her shit, bro. Like, absolutely not. Like, fucking going wild.
How old were you when this happened?
Like in the 9th or 10th grade.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
Like, I had a job and probably drove at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's like I could just drive home if it ever got too bad.
No. Well,
but,
to me, this is an idea that, like, you know, I could have imagined a couple of my buddies, like, proposing to me in the 9th or 10th grade and me being like, oh, yeah, this is funny.
Yeah.
But, like, if somebody says that to you when you're, like, 24, it's like, what are you talking about?
I would never do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I don't even want to go camping past 24 years old.
Yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
Yo, you know what's funny? So to piggyback on the last tale of like the gay slip and slide party that we got tricked into going to in high school.
Yeah.
I go to college, right? Because I'm a year older than my mahi boy, right?
Yeah.
So he stays back, and he goes on a camping trip with the same group of friends. I'm like, yo, you didn't fucking figure it out.
Asking to get molested.
Fucking first time, yeah. And it's like this fucking like all fucking gay camping trip, right? Like him and his girl, like the only like straight ones there. And then I think they had another straight couple friend. They were like the older couple at the restaurant that would buy liquor for the high school kids, which I don't know what that says about their character. Yeah, but shout out to
they're probably trying to fuck high schoolers.
Shout out to my lifelong friend James. Yo, my boy Peter, his like college or his high school girlfriend was like a 24-year-old girl that was fucking him from the restaurant. He was like 17, 18 years old.
Nice. Good for him. Yeah.
Solid, right? Yeah, but we had like to connect for booze all the time. We went to like spring break with these chicks. You know what I mean? It was like, here's our money.
Oh, okay. So by booze, you mean like is a 24-year-old buying booze for an 18-year-old? I was imagining
or
like
17 is sometimes
whatever.
Like,
but I was at first imagining like a 51-year-old couple who's just like hanging out with you guys.
No. This isn't the Casey situation supplying us with porno magazines, but yeah. So that I guess I don't know why Nick decided to do this, but this girl, the other straight couple that she was like one of the first vegans that we ever met.
Yeah.
And he like substituted out her fucking vegan patty for like a real hamburger and like watched her fucking eat like half a hamburger and be like, I think I made a mistake.
Yeah. So he did it by accident?
Apparently, but I don't think he did it by an accident at all. So
Yeah.
she's like throwing this burger up at the campsite now because Nick just ruined her fucking streak of not killing animals for however many years. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If you're a vegan because you're...
If I was a 17-year-old trapped at a gay campsite, I would rebel in some kind of way, too. I'd probably hurt the ones that were closest to me, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, you know, when it comes to the vegan shit, I don't really have much patience for the people who are like thinking that they're saving the world by being vegan.
I'm going to say it right now. I think veganism is like the gateway drug to just being like a fucking gay pussy.
Yeah.
Like it opens the door to this like victim lifestyle. I'm not being included. The world doesn't care about me. It's like you're choosing to be as different as possible.
Yeah, you're excluding yourself.
And this is somebody like my mother and my brother are both devout fucking vegans, right? And every time that I have to go to them, like now I have to, if I want to go out to eat with them, I have to go to some fucking vegan place that they go to, right?
Yeah.
So now I got to say, okay, I'm going to go out to eat and I'm going to have not even any of my top options for what I would like to eat. I'm only going to, I'm just going to choose something that I can tolerate at a menu that you guys are into, right? And then I have to go, and I go into this place, right? And every server is some fucking butthurt, non-fucking killer, never saw a clip of Kobe Bryant in their life. You know what I mean? Just floating around forgetting every side of ranch that they've ever been fucking asked for. Fucking multicolored hair, being a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? All the people in there are like that. You know what I mean? It's like it's like you there's no fucking like meathead fucking vegans. And I can't take it. Like, I don't want to be in a room with that many
people.
fucking idiots trying to enjoy this 15 chemical fucking version of a fucking chicken breast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just drives me crazy. Like, I can't enjoy myself because I'm surrounded by so much fucking, like, weak-minded genetics.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know?
I mean, to me, it's
got me wishing that you were all allergic to peanuts and I could give you all peanut M&Ms.
Yeah, but weaponized peanut M&Ms.
Yes, to round out the fucking list.
Yeah.
We might have hit every topic and hit a fucking bingo for shit that we wrote down. But
I mean, for me, like, the vegans who just, like, go at it with, like, this sense of superiority over everybody, it's just like, first of all, you not eating meat does not mean that you're not affecting the world around you, right? Because the chair you're sitting in is made out of wood. You know where that wood came from? Came from a fucking tree that got cut down in like a massive deforestation of some animal's fucking natural habitat.
Yep.
Guess what? No matter what you're doing, you're fucking killing millions of other animals every fucking day. Like, that's just the way the world works.
You're going to kill a lot of animals to have a vegetable crop.
Yeah, well, that's another thing, too. You're digging up all this fucking land, dude. What, do we not give a fuck about, like, whatever, weevils or whatever the fuck those things are? Or, like, you know, like...
I'm going to say, dude, like every fucking gopher, squirrel, groundhog, bird.
Yeah, exactly. Rodents don't matter.
Bunny. You know? Like, all them shits are going to get into your garden.
And they all want organic food, and it's like, all right, well, cool. That takes like 5 times the amount of land that fucking non-organic. You know, the GMO shit, like everyone wants to fucking rail against. It's like, I mean, there's 9% of the fucking world's population is starving to death even now. If we go off GMOs or we all of a sudden decide to all go vegan, you better be real comfortable with fucking killing your neighbor who's coming to your fucking house for your fucking Impossible Burger, my friend.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to me, it's stupid to think that, like, it would work out any other way. It's like, all right, you want everyone to be vegan or you think that everyone should adopt this lifestyle? You're killing literally billions of people. Like, just right off the rip. You're becoming the biggest exterminator of humankind in the history of the fucking world.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it if you are, like, you know, but don't pretend like you're fucking coming at it like from this like holier than thou fucking, you know, mountaintop, you know, suck my dick.
Like there's a quote in whatever fucking book gets quoted all the time about the shit that I'm into about the humankind and stuff. And it's basically about some guy's Solon's journey to Egypt. And the Egyptians basically tell Solon, you Greeks are ignorant. You only know about this iteration of humankind. Like, humans have been through so many different versions of world catastrophes and rebounded. Like, you only know about this last, like, 2,000 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You guys are ignorant to what's really been happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've done all of this off of fucking milk, bread, cheese. You know what I mean? Like, we've made it through thick and thin. We've been reduced to, like, 1% of our population on multiple different accounts. And we've made it on this type of thing. And now in the last 50 years, we think that we shouldn't be having... you know, meat, dairy, and bread.
Well, that's just it. To me, it's like it's a very 21st century fucking thing to like think to yourself, like, you know, I'm gonna start getting choosy about what I eat. It's like we're not that far removed from like the fucking average person. You know, as much as I fucking hate them, the average Irish person in the fucking like late 1800s, early 1900s, they fucking survived off. They would eat like meat like once a year.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was fucking potatoes.
Their entire
every
life,
fucking
they were
day.
starving.
Yeah.
They were on the brink of starving to death for their whole life.
And I mean, we're talking like 3-4 generations ago.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, you're just going to be like, nah, I don't want to eat this because of my ethical choices.
Dude, trick-or-treating came around because people were fucking starving, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, back in the Depression, like, there used to be hordes of kids that would go and knock on doors and just beg you for canned food.
For just fucking bread.
And that was, 100 years ago?
Yeah.
Like...
yeah, I mean, to me, it's just like, just eat.
It's crazy.
Eat whatever you can.
And according to all these fucking vegans and everything like that, because of what just happened in politics, we're on the brink of world war and collapse and everything like that. Well, you motherfuckers are going to be the first ones to die. You know what we're going to run out of first? Lettuce.
Yeah.
You know what we're going to run out of last? Beef jerky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shut the fuck up.
Push comes to shove, I can eat a person. Just saying.
Oh. Dude, imagine that. Imagine being some bastard on fucking some Arctic expedition and you had to make that choice.
Eat somebody? To me, it wouldn't even be a choice. I'd be ready to eat people the fucking first hour.
Would you want to eat somebody that you loved, or would you want to eat somebody that you hated?
Oh, hated. Not even close.
I feel like I'd be like, they even taste gross.
I know, but you're allowed to say that.
taste
Where's
like
the
I
person you love?
fucking hate 'em.
What happens
My
if you
favorite
like
part
the pit?
about the situation would be killing them before we fucking grilled them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If somebody you eat tastes like shit, you could be like, oh, fuck this guy. Somebody you love tastes good, then you're looking at the other person you're with who you like, you're like,
I mean, maybe.
You're
I mean,
next.
your plane crashes on a desert island. Your elderly grandmother's not looking like she's going to make it, and she tastes good. You're like, I love you, Nana.
yep.
Even on your way out, you're doing me all right. You tasted like some brisket.
No.
I don't think I could eat a person, dude. I think I would throw up. I don't even think I could get it down.
I mean, I'm sure it tastes fine. It's meat, you know?
I don't know.
There's nothing I wouldn't eat. I'd eat fucking dogs. I'd eat cats. I don't give a fuck.
No,
Yeah.
dude.
Why?
I couldn't be eating a dog.
I don't know. To me, again, I think that's a 21st century mentality.
Yeah.
You know why you go to these fucking countries, like these third world fucking countries, and they literally eat anything? It's because they
eat
fucking
dogs.
have to, man. Yeah. Like that's the way the fucking world works.
You know why you can go get a hooker for $10 American dollars? Because they're eating dogs, Ryan.
Yeah, they probably are a ladyboy too.
Oh man.
I'm just saying though, like, would eating a person be my first choice? No, but like, if I was in a situation where I had to, I would.
Yo, what about this dude? I was on this like Shane Gillis like doom scroll, and he talks about this World War II vet that's like his favorite. Have you ever seen this guy?
Yeah.
I'll have to send him to you too. But he has like literally like zero PTSD from being in World War II, and he did some fucking dirty
One
shit.
of these guys that like loved it.
He's like the only guy that I've ever seen though. Like he tells his story with a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And they're like, don't you? They're like, doesn't that like haunt you or anything like that? And he goes, well, I done it.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously, I think he's from Virginia or something like that.
Yeah.
He's from the South, but he's like, he tells this story about like, my officer told me to be back here in 1 minute. And he's like, the jail was more than a minute. Oh, he's like, so I had to shoot him.
Yeah.
He's like, I had to shoot him. He's like, the only thing he had on him was this picture. And he's still got the picture and he's holding it up. And it's literally.
So he had time to loot the fucking guy, but didn't have time to escort him to the jail?
No, he had to go far behind enemy lines to take him back to the prison. So he
Yeah.
was like, I'm either going to get killed behind enemy lines or I'm going to kill this guy. And basically, the officer was implying, you don't have time to make it. Be back here in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm telling you to kill this guy without ordering you to kill him.
Right,
You know what I mean? So
I'm leaving enough gray area here.
he's like, so I did it. And he's like, he's got his picture. And they're like, well, what's the picture of? And they had it enlarged over time. And it's basically like the Japanese they got a bunch of Chinese prisoners in front of the Great Wall of China. And all of their heads are like lobbed off in front of them.
Oh,
So the guy just had a picture of like him and his boys with like
all these Chinese heads.
he's like he's like, so I didn't feel bad about it one bit.
Nor should he have.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard of like the shit that the Japanese did?
Yeah,
to the
that
Chinese?
guy. It's like a 3-hour long interview
Yeah.
with the guy. He's like 96 years old. He's sharp as a tack. He's like one time they shot up this flare we would do it, and he's like, there was a Jap right there. He's like, I blasted him, and he's like, well, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
He's like, you got the watch for the rest of the night. And like, you're like, dude, this guy's a fucking maniac. Like, he doesn't feel bad at all. Like, and they ask him multiple times, like, are you sure you weren't scared? Are you sure you weren't worried? He's like, no.
I mean, Jesus was at the wheel. You know?
Well, I think he says, you ever hear something where they say people who don't carry high levels of stress live longer?
Yeah.
And that's basically what he says. I never gave a damn then. He's like, I still don't give a damn now. He's like, it's the way to be living.
Yeah.
His name's Walter Pecton or Walter P. something.
Yeah.
But for any, all 58 of you guys, go find Walter. It's a great interview.
Well, if you want to find something else, I'll give you a little reading too. The Rape of Nanking. It's all about like the Japanese occupation of like Manchuria and shit, like during the World War II. Dude, the shit they did was like, when it came down to it,
For like torture?
by the end of the book, man, you're gonna be like, I'm glad we dropped fucking 2 nuclear bombs on these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's fucking enough to curl your fucking toes. Like psychological shit too. Like not just like torture. Like it was like, dude, like I don't even want to fucking repeat some of the things that I fucking read in that book. But yeah, read The Rape of Nanking.
Yeah, I don't want to get hard in front of you.
Well, yeah, a lot of sexual shit too. Actually, Japanese are fucking wild with the sexual shit. Like fucking weird sex shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, they'd be blurring out the peckers.
Like in the pornos.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, just in general, they're a fucking weird society.
I remember seeing that. Like my first roommate that I ever got was from like fucking Korea or some shit,
Yeah.
and he gave me a porno from over there. And I just remember thinking like, these dudes are fucking with soft dicks.
Yeah.
Like, how are their dicks so small? Like everybody's dick is so small over there. There's not like one stallion that
One
made
dude
it
with a
to, like,
big cock. Yeah.
Yeah, like you got to think that he would find his way to the porno industry, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Especially if you're that much of a rarity, or like that's like their thing. Like they like no. Like,
They don't want to be shamed.
it's probably why I fucking don't watch black guy porno, because I'm like putting myself in that situation, right? And it's
Yeah.
like, if there's a black cock, it's like, that's not mine.
Yeah. No,
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
that's
Like,
fair.
it's tough for me to insert myself into the situation.
And that's why you don't know that black guys in pornos wear sneakers. Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I tried to get Alex to come on here today, and I was
He
gonna
would have
be like,
confirmed it.
that was going to be like my
Yeah.
opening
Your
line. Be
first
like, you
question?
know about this shit?
I 1,000% know that he would confirm it.
Be like, Alex, can you wear some like goofy lawn mowing sneakers to the set just to make Brennan laugh?
They have to be white. They have to be white sneakers. Yeah. No, it's a thing. I've watched my fair share of interracial porn. I'm a you know,
Brennan's
I'm an equal opportunity
a man
guy.
of the people.
I am a man of the people. I'll watch anybody fuck. Literally anybody. Like if you like porno with like fucking weird old fat ladies. Just want to see some shit, you know?
Man.
I mean, yeah. To me, like, give me, you know, variety is the spice of life, you know? Give me whatever you got. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
I don't know. I think I'm just a champion of the vanilla ice cream section.
Hey, that's fair too, man. You're gonna be better off. Anyway,
Ryan, I'm far more emotionally scarred than you. I'm ready to handle the depths of the search engine.
I mean, it is one of those things where there's doors that are open that you can't close. So,
Yeah.
I mean, by all means, stick with the vanilla shit.
Look at that. Somebody's calling me. Who calls
Ooh,
me?
look at you.
Somebody from California. Yeah, right.
Doubt it. All right.
All right.
I think we got it.
Brendan's got to go to work and leave his firearm in the car.
Yep.
Like, share, and subscribe, motherfuckers.
All right. Thanks,
See you
guys.
next week.
Later.